let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer of the Week podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
We found out not long ago. This kid is ready to be in the show. How do we go? How do we go? He can dangle hands so sick. Back of the net right off his stick. How do we go? How do we go? How do we go?
Some chinstrap. Some chinstrap. Pinstrap. The weirdest month is upon us. Charge. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. I remember my first toy penguin. Hello. Oh, my name is Hello. Oh, my name is Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin. Because I'm a chinstrap penguin. Named Charlie. The chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. The chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. Confirm. Everything about it is perfect. There's good skinny and there's bad.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on.
This is like an anaconda taking down a pig.
At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine.
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
That's why it's the Stanley Cup.
After all of the things I've done for you.
It's hard. It's hard.
I buy you champagne and roses with diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
6:06. What's up? Good morning, you AM nasties. How you doing today? We got you. We'll take care of the conversation, right? We'll get some traffic to the net. One team could do that last night. The other team wanted nothing to do with it.
Well, you saw one guy carrying a team in Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And losing to a team that was scoring by committee.
I mean, it is true. I mean, we should not be surprised what's happening with the Lakers right now. They are missing the league MVP.
Yeah, you can't just have one guy do it all, right?
I mean, well, you could try to put two guys together all the time to do it all, and when they can't do it, then you got nothing going on. Rinse and repeat. Hey, folks. Rinse and repeat. How's everybody doing today? How about Holloway? Hey, Fogle got a game winner last night.
Opened the scoring, yeah.
Fogle scored last night to push the Kings over the Oilers in the standings.
Yes.
How about that?
Fogle's 19th, Holloway's 21st, Aiden Hill 27 saves, Vegas shutting out Columbus.
Other than that, it was an okay night on the out-of-town score.
We got a half a thing of garlic bread in the fridge. We got beer of the week coming up.
Too.
We got
that's good news.
The Players Championship.
Actually. Sepp Straka. I mean, he's kind of in the... I think some of those guys at the top will probably come back to the rest of the pack today.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't see Lucas Glover or some of those other guys running away with this thing. 780-218-9999. Daryl Adams is just begging for some NBA talk right off the start of the show, eh? Just skip right over
Probably
all
didn't
of it.
strum me today.
State Warriors are 13-1 since they got Jimmy Butler. Just pointing it out. I mean, we could definitely go there. Austin Reeves and Luka combined for over 70 points. The rest of the Lakers last night, just over 30. Not going to get the job done. And now they have to play Denver tonight. It's going to be a bloodbath. They're missing their starting center, their starting power forward, and their starting small forward. Denver's probably going to win that game by 20 points. So, I mean, if you're a betting man, I would bet heavily on the Denver Nuggets tonight. Corey B is in it, says, have you heard Faith by Limp Bizkit? I think it was originally done by Limp Bizkit, and then the guy from Arrested Development redid it, right? Is that what it was?
George Michael, yeah. Mr. Manager.
All right, hey, just because the team can't win doesn't mean we suck. Hammer the thumbs up for us over on YouTube, all right? We're going to get you through this show.
We've been in worse.
Yeah.
It's always been worse. They're still in the playoff spot.
I mean, this does suck, though.
They're 7 points up on the Flames.
Did we do a wellness check on Trev over there?
Well,
Wellness check.
give him a tap.
Trev, how you doing, buddy? I know you are poor Trev here. He's taking probably a little bit high. I mean, I enjoy a fun conversation, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a fun conversation today. But Trev, how about you, buddy? How are you dealing with another L in the loss column? Yeah.
How do you think? How do you think I'm feeling?
Probably on tilt. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Listening to post game last night, I was just as fired up. I'm really frustrated. I am. Did I really think this team was back? What an idiot! What an idiot! I was so happy.
You did say that at one point, didn't you?
I was so young and so happy, and I was smiling earlier this week. I'm like, the Oilers are back. I said it. I watched it. I watched my reaction. I was like, yeah, that's genuine. That's a genuine reaction. My reaction right now is genuine. The Oilers suck. This sucks. I hate it. It's so depressing. Yeah, I don't know. That's, everything we talked about yesterday, like, they're going to bring the lines, but, it's going to be Connor and Leon back together. And surely enough, 24 minutes in that game, one goal. One goal is all it took. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, but they're back.
Why'd you have to go to it? So, why'd you have to go to it? You're in a tight hockey game. Let the bloody team try to win the hockey game. You didn't do that again. It's just like, oh boy, one goal game. Well, put those guys together. Like, do your job as a coach and find another way to win a bloody hockey game, man. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And it's not working.
Give it to Koff.
Stop doing it.
Give it to Koff.
Yeah. Well, Koff went and saw Bill Burr's show on the road trip.
Hey,
yeah. I mean, they're living their best. Awesome. They're living their best life in the Big Apple. I mean,
they're having fun. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 780-218-9999. They play again tonight.
They'll be fine
against a beatable Islanders team. I mean, I don't know if Matthias Ekholm, the MVP of this team, is that. I mean, Matthias Ekholm hasn't played well, and he was sick, and now he's banged up. But essentially, from like the moment he really started to get sick, they've got 5 wins in the last 15 games.
They weren't pumping anyone prior to the Four Nations either, though, right? Like, let's go back. They were slow going in
there.
The Dallas game, where I still profess they caught the Stars on a bit of an off day. Ottinger didn't have a good game. They haven't really scored goals for fun in wins.
No, it's been desperate. Like, it's all desperate. None of the, I'm watching highlights from other teams, and they're just, there's a goal. It's a casual goal. It's just none of that is happening for the Oilers. Nothing. They have to work so hard for a grade A scoring chance
but they're probably
going to pass off.
They don't work for it.
And they don't. Yeah,
point shot.
Or I should say, they don't work hard. They take so much time.
I like people saying that you're just going to blame Hernan probably for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Hernan,
he was hot.
Oh, yeah, Hernan was spicy. As he should be.
As usual, yes.
Worst week ever.
Like,
the Oilers suck. I'm getting chirped in the office. I turn heel. What else could go wrong?
Well, if you would have let Hernan on the team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't have told Hernan that.
You shouldn't have let him on.
You can't say, do you want to play on my
team?
Just
because I'm younger.
And then issue a tweet asking people to apply to the team after the fact.
I mean,
that hurts.
That was a really low blow.
Well, what do you expect? You guys are grinding you busting my balls all week. Obviously, I'm gonna stand up for myself. That's what that was.
Yeah, but
that's what the Oilers need. Put me in, coach. I don't even care. You know what's crazy? I expect this with Alex Chase on, Ty Ratty, Drake Kajula, Zach Cassian, Malone
Jujar
Lucic,
Kara.
Ty Ratty, Jesse Puljujarvi. Like
Careful.
the whole 2018
Now you're
roster.
getting crazy.
I expect that when literally they were like 30. I was just checking in on this 30, 40 points from the forwards, 20 points. But you're getting that right now from Zach Hyman, Adam Henrique, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, all these players. Like, that is just...
Yes, Puljujarvi had a
it is
16-goal
ridiculous.
season for this team. The others would die for somebody out there to score 16, not named the Big Four. And the Big Four are only a Big Two, essentially, this year. I'm going to address this because I'm not wasting time on it today. I see EA over in the Nasty Chat saying 864. Jake Allen led in the 2 weakest goals of the hockey game last night. I know he made a lot of good saves, but the 2 goals Jake Allen let in were worse than any of the 3 goals Stuart Skinner let in. So once again, I mean, if you're hanging that loss on goaltending, you're giving the rest of the team an out. And this team doesn't deserve an out right now. It's as simple as that. The Draisaitl goal, weak ass goal, and the other one was a floater from the point. I mean, at least on the 2 goals in the third, I mean, you couldn't even really see Skinner through the traffic that New Jersey did this cool concept where they get the puck to the point and then send guys to the front of the net to try to make it more difficult for the Oilers goaltender to make the save. The team at the other end, even with their own net empty, buzzing around the perimeter trying to throw it across for one-timers. Put it on net, put some bloody bodies in front of the net. And
Everybody sees that coming now.
We'll get to Chris Knobloch's post game coming up. That should be very inspiring. We'll go there before 7 o'clock today. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Haas is in and says, I said it before, the others will lose in the first round to whoever they play. As of this morning, they would play the Kings, but this series would no longer start in Edmonton. It would start in Los Angeles, where the Los Angeles Kings are what?
Yeah, a 22-3-4 record on home ice.
Otherwise known as the best home team in the National Hockey League.
Crypto.com arena.
Loomis says, you got to fight through it a bit. Fight how? Did you see how many bodies were in front of the net on these goals, you guys? What do you want them to do? Skate around the screen? Get in front of it? I mean, here's an idea. How about a defenseman pushes somebody out of the way so his bloody goalie can see the puck? Like, don't hang last night on Skinner. You come to the wrong place. You come to the wrong place today. Okay? Jake Allen let in 2 goals that were worse than any of the goals Skinner let in. Don't hang the loss on Skinner last night. Hang the loss on a team that just doesn't want to get after it. Like,
if only they would have started Markstrom.
Yeah, actually. You know what? If you want to come back around to it, from a coaching perspective, they do have back-to-backs here. Pickard's numbers against the Devils were much better than Skinner's numbers against the Devils. If both of them were going to play here, you could have because Jake Allen's numbers against the Oilers are much better than Markstrom's numbers against the Oilers.
It's one of those things, and then obviously the Devils looked at that metric and acted on it, but
I don't understand how a group of guys who were supposed to be contenders can look like they look now. Like, this might be the most confusing team that I've ever watched in this city. Like, when they sucked, you knew they sucked. This team somehow, miraculously, had the best record in the league for 2.5 months. Outside of those 2.5 months, their winning percentage is of a non-playoff team. What is that? How do you go in the same season from being the best team in the league for 2 months to literally a non-playoff team for 2.5, 3 months? It makes no sense. I can't figure them out. It's bizarre to me. I don't know how fans are doing it. Like, I get frustrated just watching them as like a generic hockey team. You're like, well, down by 1, put the big boys together. Like, who's sending that? Is there a button somewhere and Knobloch gets it in his ear? Somebody's like, put them together. All right, we got it.
Who's pressing the button?
Like, and I'm going to try to not talk about the Dylan Holloway thing today. But I might have to come back around to it at some point.
It's worth
because
noting.
that is some of the worst asset management I've ever seen in my entire life.
But when you're talking about a team that this year and everything, it's not the same team in its details.
Yeah, they took
and
it.
we mentioned Fogle, we mentioned Holloway, now hindsight, whatever, but this is what's going on real time right now.
They took a team.
And you're betting on a guy to get no points.
Yeah, and he
Like
did.
that's-
You know who actually cost us the parlay last night? McDavid. We were on a McDavid goal, or a Draisaitl goal, got it. A Bouchard point, got it. Kapanen, no point. Easiest bet in the history of bets. And Connor McDavid, 3 shots on goal. If he would have hit that, at least we would have cashed a 5-1 ticket last night. Instead, he only has 2 shots on goal. All right. Keep them coming in. 780-218-9999. I'm just happy the Oilers didn't put themselves up against the cap by keeping Holloway. Like that would have been a really tough look.
Well,
to have to pay a young forward that you've developed just over $2 million to score 20 goals for you.
wouldn't have had the deadline you had.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you'd have to pick the Kings to beat them in a first round series right now. Like, would you not?
Right now, of course. Especially given the fact they leapfrogged them last night and given the home record. And they still have a game in hand, a point up this morning.
Spruce
7
Grove,
points.
7 points. They're closer to being out of the playoffs than they are to
Canucks
catching.
and the Flames.
Yeah, they're closer to the Prairie Oyster thing than catching Vegas for top spot in the division. That's
Now,
what's
you
happened
said-
over the last 15 games.
You said not by April, but any time during the season.
No, I said the end. I said the end of the season. Come on.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
End of the season,
yeah.
not by April.
Yeah, well,
You've given yourself a lot of runway here.
I'm starting
There's
to
a lot of time. You should have said April.
get a bit worried after last night.
Well, I started to get a little hungry.
Yeah, they got to beat the Islanders, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. I hope that this offseason they can find a way to get even older and slower.
How do
Hey,
you
can
do
you
that?
Can you imagine if you do that 2 off seasons in a row?
Yeah. See the text from Big Slam Nasty?
Do I want to?
Knobloch goes to a restaurant, blames the guy working dish pit when his food sucks.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The troll is in this. Like Hernan said last night, stop with the nuclear option. Just play them together for the next 17 games. I mean, if we're sitting here, and I know this is what's going to happen, we're going to be sitting here, and yeah, maybe they beat the Kings, maybe wherever they go out, we're going to be sitting here, and you're going to be coming in the next day, and you're going to be like, man, Draisaitl and McDavid played 28 minutes a game for the last 4 games, and it's just not it's not an entire team. It's just they've once again done this thing where you've made the rest of the guys, and they haven't helped you because they have, but like the entire forward group is almost irrelevant outside of the odd time when McDavid and Draisaitl can do something together at 5-on-5, because nobody's really been pissing a drop even apart at 5-on-5 with the exception of poor Leon Draisaitl.
Janmark back in tonight?
Oh, I hope so.
It just sums up. That's the option you have.
Yeah, I mean,
what do we do now?
Trent Frederick better be a late 80s version of Cam Neely at this point. All right. The Nielsen Show is presented to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot, especially in truck month, which is right now. The month of Charge is truck month. It comes with deeper discounts and lower interest rates on Silverados and heavy duties. 0% financing for up to 72 months on Silverado custom and custom trail bosses. Plus, the Silverado is built right here in Canada. And you know that's important. www.southfortchev.com for more of the details. Keep pounding the box today. It's the Paris Jewelers Inbox. 22 stores over 4 provinces. 5 of them locally: West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center. Flexible payment options. Do not pay for 1 year at Paris Jewelers. And of course, one of your text messages today will win text of the day for A&W. You can use a Stacker Burger to pick yourself up today. Plus, it's a back-to-back game day, so they got that fantastic Mama Burger and fries for just $5, which isn't too shabby if I do say so myself. All right, here's the show for you today. H.E. Pennypacker says, My PE4 class clears the front of the net better in our floor hockey games than the Oilers do. Like, is there one spark that could get this whole thing going? Like, I don't know what it is.
You're looking for juice.
Yeah.
Where do they get their juice?
I mean, does Nuge need to fight somebody? Like, what do you do?
Evander Kane.
How do you get this group going?
You put the Evander Kane signal out in the sky, and
Leon's body language text in. It says, McDry less than halfway through the second last night. No goals again from Skinner or Arvidsson. Really saved us letting that 20 goals walk to the Blues. This team is hard sometimes, boys. You're right. It's hard. It's hard.
It's a lifetime quest.
It is a lifetime quest.
Well, no,
Ken Holland nailed it.
Very prophetic in all of his words.
He nailed it. Lifetime quest. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us, all right? Let's keep smashing that thing. We've got a fun show for you. The morning after show. It might not be the funnest, but we'll dive into it around 6:30. We'll hear what Chris Knobloch had to say after the game. We're going to crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards, including this little beauty.
Isn't that something?
Little gem here. What do we
What
got?
a
This
nugget.
is a pack of Cheers cards. Do you think I'll pull a Norm? We'll find out. But this is a premier edition. This is nice packing.
Yeah.
We've never done this.
A Woody Young Gun.
That's what I'm hoping for. A Woody Canvas Young Gun. Then we got some Upper Deck Series 2.
Yeah.
Maybe Trev can crack that because he
he'll
hasn't
do
done that
one.
yet.
And then I got
what do you got
an annual 5 cards per pack. It looks like a DC. For all you DC fans out there. But,
looking for the Superman.
it shows the wide swath of options you can get at Wayne's. I also, of course, you
Sorry,
son
buddy.
of a bee.
Sorry, I had to go home to do the shows yesterday because the kids had early dismissal and Tam had some stuff going on. So I fire Eric a text. I'm like, hey, buddy, can you pop by Wayne's and just pick up some packs for tomorrow? And what'd you end up buying? Did you get something?
Got a Series 1 blaster box.
Did you?
24-25.
And you didn't crack it, did you?
Oh, hell no. No, I put that in the basement.
And something else?
I might open my own card shop one of these days and sell them. And then a Ferrari. They got the Formula One Legos. I got the Ferrari, which you can't find anywhere else.
Okay, wait a second. Like a little Lego or a bigger Lego? Oh, just a
Cards
little
about
guy.
this big, yeah.
Are those new?
They got all the teams out now.
Did that just happen?
Dropped this season.
I was in Wayne's like earlier this week. I did not see that.
The whole wall of them. Wayne's, it's not just cards. Lego, the whole bit. But, I put that puppy together yesterday. I don't know if it's Leclerc or Hamilton yet. I've yet to name. Have you got your fantasy team in?
My fantasy team's locked.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to take it serious at least for a couple of weeks.
Me too.
And then we'll see what happens after that.
Yukatari and Yuki Romeo. Those are my 2 teams.
Chris Johnston's going to, those are good names. Chris Johnston's going to join us just after Pro-Am Sports. Will Dylan Holloway score 25 in St. Louis this year?
Probably.
We'll find out.
Trev. Yeah.
The Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. Jamie Thomas, huge game for the Jets tonight. 2 legitimate contenders in the West clash as Dallas takes on Winnipeg. I mostly just wanted to catch up with JT. I was like, man, we need to pick me up today. And I love when Jamie Thomas is on the show. It's just like catching up with an old friend, right? So JT will pop on around 7:45.
You can hear his smile if you just listen to the show.
Yeah, you really
like
can.
Yeah.
Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That's a good. Around 8:30.
Got still a half loaf in there.
We still have a half
Oh,
loaf?
I'm heating that
My
puppy
goodness.
up. Yeah, it's Friday, whatever.
It feed us for a week with just a couple of things.
Happy carbs today, hey?
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up. Angie Lewis, the owner and sales manager for Manual Labor Beer Co. in Sherwood Park, is going to join us. They have a beer called My Wife's something. We'll have to get into.
Get out of here.
Yeah. It's like
Nothing
a red
related
ale.
to us.
No, it's just called My Wife's Red Ale, I think. Just a sec here.
But you have to
Andy
yell
sent
the
it.
My Wife part, yeah.
My Wife's Irish Red Ale to celebrate St. Patty's Day coming up just around the corner here. Marmot Basin Snow Report and the wrap for William Huff. Let's get into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock. Yukon and McCord every single morning. Wonderful Jess Jackson. You'll see her pop up in the nasty chat sometimes as our Jess. She's on the way home. Coyote Steve says the Oilers had a team meeting after the game, but only the nuclear line attended.
That's real good.
I think Coyote Steve might have been in the Nasty Chat last night on the post game and did the Oilers had a team meeting, a players only meeting, but the bottom six didn't show up.
Text that.
I mean,
in.
those are funny
You could
texts.
be off the A&W.
Those are pretty funny texts. Actually, yeah, Coyote Steve, that could get you text of the day. I mean, get it into the inbox, man. 780-218-9999. I mean, it might be players only meeting time here. Like, right? You're trying to think of things that they could do to get the team back on track.
Dig in.
What about everybody in town talking about a players only? Yeah, that would be.
Should we get that buzz going?
No, I mean, it has to come from them, Eric.
Oh, from
It has
inside
to, it has to come
call from inside
the
the
guys
house.
inside that group. All right, we are playing in the Heavy Hockey Showdown tomorrow. Michael and Dash are going to be in on the hangout today. Director of officiating for the game, surveyor Brett
Director
is going to
of
be
officiating.
in. Yeah, that's what he refers himself as for this. Pizza Boy is coaching our EST team. And Pizza Boy, if you're watching or listening this morning, I would very much prefer not to have to play defense this year. I hate defense. I played it last year to be like that good guy who's like, hey, we don't have any defense. Who wants to play? I was like, I'll play defense. But I don't want to play defense this year, Pizza Boy. If you could make that happen with the line combinations, that would be great.
And if you are in the blue line, it might be a players only meeting in your room.
Well,
Pizza
I mean,
Boy might be left.
Sorry, Pizza Boy. You're out. Anyway, we're auctioning off this morning the other coaching job. They have, and now I don't want to slight our team, but it's probably the better coaching gig. We got spanked last year. Heavy Hockey had a loaded up lineup last year. I think they're going to try to even it. We got crushed. Hey, Trev, remember we got destroyed last year. Wasn't it like 11-2 or something like?
Well, actually, no. I think it was a lot closer than you remember. I remember the first.
I think you're wrong.
No, I think I'm right. I remember the first. Okay, so we had a few.
We got
games.
embarrassed.
Well, I guess no. It was the first period, and then we went out, and then we
Matty
switched
had the
goalies.
speech.
Matty had the speech.
I know the first period we were winning, and we were like, "How are we winning against these guys?" I remember having that conversation.
I think that's a different charity game you must be talking about.
No, not at all, Dusty.
We got crushed last year.
No.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Dash, if you're listening.
It wasn't as bad as you remember.
I think it is. I think it
You
was.
had some passengers. I'll say that.
Yes.
Operating
we
the
did.
gate.
Zach played like.
I remember the first period being like, it was a close game. It was a 1-goal game. And then the second period, if that's how we were doing it, or the second game that we had, because we had 2 games, I believe. And the second game was actually, it was a little bit.
Oh, was there 2 games?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
true.
then the
Yeah, yeah,
second
you're right.
game.
I do remember 2
the second
games.
So you're
game
both right.
was.
We both
And
might
you're
be
both
right.
wrong.
It was
Yeah.
like 7-0 or
Yeah,
7-1.
okay, yeah. I only remember the second game.
Yeah.
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 But that was the game that you scored the only goal in.
Oh, thanks, Trev.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice goal too.
It was sick. Toe drag.
Yeah, yeah.
Oilers could use that right now.
No,
You went straight to the middle.
The last thing the Oilers need is big, slow, fat guy. Like, let's crank it
You
up. We
scored.
need to crank it up another level here. Anyway, it's gonna be a Corey Bees in the chat says, I don't even know what team I'm on. Find out tomorrow. But yeah, we are auctioning off a chance to coach the Heavy Hockey team today, and it will come with EST swag. I believe you'll get a hoodie, you'll get a scarf.
The whole bit.
And you'll get a spot on the hangout. So that's all included in this package. We are raising money for the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton, who just lost some funding. So we're trying to raise some money for them. If you want to check out their organization a little bit more, sace.ca. That's sace.ca. sace.ca. We do have a link on our website if you can't bid to try to coach the other team. You can just slide on to edmontonsportsuck.com, click on Heavy Hockey Showdown, and just donate, $10, $20 to the cause. We would very much appreciate that as well. Here's the update right on their website right now. Effective March 10th, 2025, due to significant funding cuts, SACE has paused all intake for adults, child, and youth group counseling. They're doing a bunch of their other services, but come on. Let's raise some money for this organization that has obviously had some funding being cut.
By the provincial government.
Just don't even get me started with the G word. If you would like to take part in the event this week, Donate to a great cause that is in desperate need of it right now. And get behind the bench. Run some lines. Go nuclear. We don't care. Text your bid right now to 780-218-9999. Spot on the hangout. EST swag. Coach the Heavy Hockey Showdown team. It's going down tomorrow from noon till about 3. It's going to be a great time. You'll have a lot of fun. I promise you that. If you would like to coach that other team, text us 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. And we will we'll try to raise some money today for a very good cause, and you get to have a lot of fun doing it. So that'd be fun.
Then after that, you join Tommy at the Westgate Boston Pizza tonight for the silent auction. Free to attend as well, the watch party and all that.
I think Boston Pizza Westgate tonight's going to be pretty busy.
Yeah,
actually.
carnival
I look
atmosphere,
forward
as it
to
should
popping
be.
by there tonight. It should be there could be a meteor pizza in my future. We'll have to see.
What is that?
We'll have to see
Your
what
pizza
I'm going to
flying
try
through
to
the sky.
reel it in. All right, morning after show. We've delayed it enough. We'll dive into the hockey game coming up next. Crack pack for Wayne Sports Cards as well. National Hockey Card Day is just around the corner. We'll give you some more details on that. Chris Johnston on just how good Trent Frederick is. And it was Johnston who had the tweet about might not have him till the playoffs.
He was
So
the
we'll
one
see if
saying
CJ
that, yeah.
has an update. Can you imagine giving up a second-round pick for Trent Frederick? He doesn't return to the playoffs. You get knocked out in the first round, and he leaves and signs somewhere else.
I can.
That's a tough one. Let's get to sports update right now. Lieutenant Eric's got the latest.
Leon Draisaitl scored again, his league-leading 47th, extending his point streak to 16 games as the Oilers suffer another loss, 3-2 against the Devils. Game 3 of the 4-game trip will continue tonight against the Islanders. Join Tom Gazzola at the Westgate Boston Pizza for your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starting at 4:30 here on EST. It's one of 6 games around the NHL last night. Elsewhere last night, Warren Fogel's 19th of the season opened the scoring. The Kings won their 4th in a row, shutting up the Caps 3-0. Kings leapfrogged the Oilers for second in the Pacific with that win. Aiden Hill, 27 saves. Vegas shut out Columbus 4-0. Dylan Holloway with his 21st of the season in a losing cause. Penguins over the Blues 5-3. Rangers 3-2 winners in overtime against the Wild. The Sharks would double up the Hawks 4-2. Flyers over the Lightning 4-3 in overtime. Sam Bennett had a pair as the Panthers will hold off the Leafs 3-2. And Ottawa have now won 5 straight following a 6-3 victory over Boston. Over to the NBA, Luka Doncic, 45 points wasn't enough. Bucks win by committee 126-106 over the Lakers. Later tonight, the Cavs look to make it 16 straight wins when they visit Memphis. Raptors in Utah while the Lakers visit the Nuggets. And the Oil Kings back on the ice tomorrow night when they welcome in the Prince Albert Raiders. Second round action at the Players' Championship slated to get underway as well a little later this morning. Join Dustin Nielson, Trey, and Tyrell Ford and other special guests on Tuesday, April 8th at the Bell and Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bids for Kids, presented by GS Construction. A live on-location show featuring a delicious appetizer buffet, silent auction, 50-50, and more. Tickets are limited. Find them today at www.kidsportbidsforkids.com.
Being a fan of the Oilers today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to have your say? It's the morning after show where we will talk about the game and let you know who you should blame. You want a show where you will know if the problems are still the same. You want a show every morning after the game. You want a show so people know if the problems are still the same. You want a show every morning after the game.
Crack Pack coming up. Chris Johnston just after 7 o'clock today. Oliver Nielsen Show songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trade, and consign. A sport for every season. hockey equipment and skates ready to go year-round. Family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online at totemoutfitters.ca. If you're watching over on YouTube, we are 29 likes away from changing 100. Let's smash through that right now. I mean, the organization's not winning, but you can win and we can win. And we can do that together by hammering the thumbs up and subbing to the channel. Jesper Bratt outplaying both McDavid and Draisaitl last night. 3
Trev
points.
called it.
Actually, Trev, that was you. That was you yesterday. You had some good comments about Jesper Bratt yesterday, was it not? That was YouTube Trev over there. Second period, New Jersey opens the scoring. Pessy's third of the year. Draisaitl gets his 47th. Should have been stopped. McDavid and Kulak picking up the assist there. Evan Bouchard's 13th of the year coming in the third period to give the others a 2-1 lead. And then Jesper Bratt's 19th and Nemec with his first of the season. Both of those goals through heavy traffic.
McDavid hitting 60 assists on that Bouchard goal as well.
Perfect.
Round number.
All right. Let's dive into it. What's the EST big moment that happened last night, Rick?
Well, that couple of minutes there.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
It's a tight game. It's 2 minutes. Bouchard gives them the lead. 2 minutes later, Bratt and then Nemec. So that whole little span was basically the decider. And again, with the net empty, this team in overtime, when the ice is big and it's 3-on-3, fun to watch. When they go on a power play, traditionally it's been somewhat. When they pull the goalie though, and it's 6, it is just, it's chaos. There's no. You really don't know what's
two games in a row when they really
not even looking like knowing what's going on. I know we had the whole timeout gate earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Again, when this team usually has an advantage, a man advantage or bigger ice, we know what they can do weapons wise. But when it seems to be 6-on-5, it's headless chicken as of late. So. Yeah, the big moment is those
2 minutes,
couple minutes. Yeah,
I believe Hernan mentioned this on the post game last night. If you missed our GCL Diesel post game show with Tommy and Hernan and Gager, obviously archived on the YouTube channel, you can find it on the Oil Stream podcast feed as well. But the Edmonton Oilers have not outscored their opponents in the third period since February 1st. It's March 14th. They have not had a game in the last month and a half in which they've outscored their opponent in the third period. And it happened again last night. Bratt's 19th, Nemec 2 minutes apart, less than 2 minutes apart, 1 minute and 35 seconds apart. And the Devils just simplified it, man. Get the puck, get traffic to the front of the net, and put one through.
It seems like January 23rd when they beat the Canucks 6-2. That revenge game. And then that was it. That was the cup final. Ever since then, it's been, again, the wins have been by fine margins and then some heavy, heavy losses along the way.
Super stat of the night. What are we going with, buddy?
Expected goals?
Oh, well, what was the expected finish in this game?
3.18 for the Oilers, 2.25 for the Devils. That's courtesy Natural Stat Trick. So that's a 58.6 to 41.4 for the expected goals. High danger chances, 13-8 for the Oilers. Scoring chances, 25-23. They also held, Jersey's got, the fourth best power play in the league? They went 0 for 3 with the man advantage, so.
There you go.
Draisaitl extending the point streak. Leads the league in scoring. Shall I go on?
No. I think that's probably
I was going to
enough.
mention the McDavid 2 assists.
The super stat of the night's Jesper Bratt, a goal, 2 assists, +3. Best player on the ice last night. It's funny because he was +3. Hollow was +1. Glass was +1. So he was, Bratt was the guy. He was driving. And without Jack Hughes, man, and Jesper Bratt is helping me on my way to a 4th consecutive One Rincon Hockey League title. Picked him up in a sneaky throw-in almost last year in the deal. These guys. Anyway, Jesper Bratt had a great night. He played almost 21 minutes. I just don't understand how when you're in a tight hockey game, you have to go nuclear. It wasn't out of hand. It wasn't out of hand last night. Let the team play through this in a tight game. Instead, it's the first half of a back-to-back, and Leon plays almost 25, and McDavid plays just over 25, and Hyman plays 22.
Max Jones 445.
Nobody else on the forward group played more than 16 minutes than those three guys in Nuge.
Jeff Skinner 10-10.
It's just, this is a dangerous path that Knobloch's going down, and it's what other coaches have done, and those guys aren't here anymore. So that's, I don't know, man. When you're down 1-0, you don't need to load up the big boys. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I'm sick and tired of hearing it too. After a penalty kill, these guys are together. And tell me when it's worked this year. Like what, once, twice? Like, just keep the lines rolling. 3 stars last night. Jesper Bratt, Jake Allen. That's why, like, he had a 939 save percentage, made a lot of good saves, but let in 2 weak goals. But he was good last night.
864 on the other end.
And then, but like, I didn't think Skinner let in a weak one.
I know.
And then Brett Pesce, 2 points last night. Who's the 4th star of the hockey game?
I usually like to give it to an Oiler, so Leon Draisaitl, I guess, is usually the answer every night for the past how long here?
He's not only is he the answer, he's like almost the only option. For the last month.
I know it's a lame, well, not lame, but that's what it is. There's no thinking to it. Although McDavid did have 2 assists.
38th star of the game. I mean, if I have to keep it on the ice, Ty Emberson's -3 in 11 minutes doesn't necessarily look that good. No hits, and he's usually a pretty physical dude. But I didn't like the way Knobloch handled things last night. So I'm going to hang it more on the coach than Ty Emberson solely on the back end. As Word over in the Nasty Chat says. And if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We'd very much appreciate that. Where are we at? We're 18 away from changing 100. Word over in the chat. Where is he? What a slap in the face to the rest of the forwards. Even if they're not producing, give them a chance. And it's not even like give them, I just let them see if they can get out of this funk in a tight hockey game like that as a group. And they didn't do that last night. So I'm not too sure what to make of that.
Norm says this is a coach grasping at straws. Would you agree with that terminology?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and you should be, I guess. I mean, he's trying to figure out a way to get them out of this. But the only thing we've seen from these coaches over and over and over again are, well, put McDavid and Draisaitl together.
And you mentioned, where are they now?
But it's also on management for taking a team that was 1 game from the Stanley Cup, letting all the young guys go who could have very much benefited from the success that and the lessons that they learned through a very up and down playoff run last year, and bring in older, slower guys. That's why when people say, oh, it's on the players and so on, I'm sorry. Look at the changes this offseason. Look at the impact those guys have had, and then look at what they let go and what they're doing in other places. And I know some people are going to be like, well, Holloway wouldn't have got that opportunity here. Well, guess what? If you don't go nuclear all the time, he could have been playing with Leon Draisaitl the entire bloody season. Fogel's outscoring all these guys, and Fogel outscored them here. Right? Fogel was much better than all the guys that we're seeing right now. Again, you made this decision to just let those guys walk and then bring in or keep the older guys for the amount of money that you could have almost kept that entire other group together. So to me, I mean, if you think the players on the ice are a bunch of great players, then yeah, it's on them for not figuring this out. But the coach doesn't. Jeff Skinner, 10 minutes last night. Max Jones played 4. Kapanen played 11. That's almost probably too much for him. Arvidsson played 11. Henrique played 12 and a half minutes last night. I think you sacrificed some of this youth for 12 and a half minutes of Adam Henrique. I mean, the longer this goes on, the more I just think you have to go back and Jeff Jackson botched it big time.
Ryan McLeod plays for the Buffalo Sabres this year.
Even, you know what?
14 goals, 35 points. He would be 6th on team scoring right now.
Now, the thing with that, like, I was thinking about this whole thing yesterday, and I was like, man, the Holloway one really hits. I liked Fogle. I know they're like, we don't want to pay Fogle that much, but he gave Jeff Skinner $3 million. If you look at the team, even then, like, what I just, the McLeod one's interesting because people point out that, you know, he wasn't physical enough for this, but he would fit right in with this group. I mean, none of these guys are physical.
Sure.
You wouldn't like, you couldn't be singling out Ryan McLeod with this group because nobody does anything.
But he's got speed. And he plays on a bad team, and he'd be 6th on team points right now.
It's easy to blame the players. And I think the reason that might still be valid is because for 2.5 months, they looked really good. But in the end, if the coach is only going to play the 3 guys and load them up and that's it, he obviously doesn't like the rest of the group. And who put the rest of the group together? Jeff Jackson. I mean, he's going to take a lot of heat in the offseason, but I don't think we should just gloss over it right now. All right, let's get to the post game. We have Knobloch, Trev. All right, let's hear what Knobloch had to say after the game last night.
But then weren't able to regain it. How would you assess kind of what happened there and what maybe fell apart?
It was nice to see that we came out well in the third period and had some chances. Got the goal against Bouchard with nice shots, Hyman in front. And then I guess the turning point in the third period is we have an offensive zone face-off, and we play for a little bit, but we turn the puck over in the neutral zone against their top line that's been loaded up, and that turnover leads us to play defensive in the defensive zone. And it's our fourth line against their top line, and we turn the puck over, which they capitalize on it, which something that just absolutely can't happen, especially with a 2-1 lead.
Something you obviously talked about last game and before the game. Do you kind of feel like a bit of a broken record a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's disheartening that happened the way it did. I thought our guys put in a really good effort. In the first 40 minutes, either way, I think it was pretty an even game back and forth. In the third period, I thought we really pushed hard, had a lot of good scoring chances. We did get one goal. I think obviously our top line, they controlled most of the play when they were on the ice. The Henrique, Arvidsson, Skinner line in the third period, they were together. I thought they had some good opportunities. But, it's just unfortunate that, the turning point when we're up 2-1, that we make that kind of mistake.
What made you want to load up your top line tonight after they scored that goal?
Obviously that's something we've gone to quite a bit. We haven't been getting offense from other guys. And just when those guys are together, you control the offensive zone face-offs. When you put them out there, they are out for the defensive zone. They can, much easier for them and then feeding off each other, playing. You need a goal. Most likely they can give us one. So, and then the other guys can just, I've noticed that there's other guys on our team that, as nice as it is to play with a McDavid and Draisaitl, they get away from their game and they don't, they're a little bit reluctant to do it, as many of them successful. They just defer. When they're away from them, playing with other guys, their game is a lot simpler, a lot more direct, and a lot more efficient. So, we saw that in the third period with some of the guys, created scoring chances, played a lot better than they had previously. So, something obviously I'll have to make note of in the future.
You mentioned the push the Henrique line had there in the third. Did you feel like you got enough behind the top line in terms of offensive chances creating once you put the top line in?
Well, in the third period, I thought everyone contributed a little bit more. Early in the game, probably not. There probably wasn't enough there. But, I just remember in the third period that Henrique's line, having some scrambles around the net, had a couple shots. I remember Skinner coming on down there off the rush, had a good shot there. But yeah, we'll obviously look at it, and obviously when I watch it the next day or after, my perception changes a little bit. But yeah, it'll be, I thought I saw some good things in the third period that we are going to have to follow up with.
Chris, it's 5 wins in the last 15 games. It seems like every time there's a little bit of a kind of forward positive momentum, maybe a step or two back. How do you assess that when you
Just, I guess a little bit of everything. Whether that's the power play, penalty kill was leaking a little bit lately. The last few games, I think it's been outstanding and making some huge kills for us. Whether it's depth scoring or making mistakes, whatever it is, there's a lot of things we need to improve on.
Though about this road trip, it's going to be a lot easier for you just doing the bus tomorrow on the island and Sunday with the Rangers.
Well, I don't think our schedule gets any easier with the teams that are playing. I think this road trip's going to be difficult for us, but it is nice that being in the East, the travel's a lot easier than playing Edmonton and then going down to Los Angeles or Dallas or something like that. But yeah, it makes it a lot easier, especially when we're playing back-to-back on the road.
All right, we're going to crack some packs here, but let me just quickly come out of that. I would assume tonight, McDavid and Draisaitl are together, from what I heard from the coach there.
Yeah.
And Henrique will center Skinner and Arvidsson. Like, if Matthias Janmark comes into the lineup tonight and Jeff Skinner is healthy scratched, how can you justify that when Skinner was like the only guy he praised individually in that postgame? Like, we'll see. We'll see.
At least the travel's easy.
Yeah. I mean, they're staying at the same hotel for all these games. Amazing.
Who would have thunk?
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack.
All right, let's crack some packs. We got lots of text messages coming in following the Knobloch post game. We'll definitely get into that. We do have the fan zone coming up. So we've got, you want to talk Oilers? We're talking Oilers here. We've got Chris Johnston coming up. Does he know about a timeline for Frederick to come in and save the day? And then the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. That will be coming up as well. But right now we are going to dive into Crack Pack for Wayne's Sports Cards. National Hockey Card Day, Saturday, April 5th. Just around the corner from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. You get a free pack of the 2025 National Hockey Day cards. And there'll be door prizes, the balloon pop. Chase the mascot is going to make an appearance. And the lineup will start early. So make plans. Saturday, April 5th. At some point, usually the Nielson family tries to slide in there closer to 5
I'll
p.m.
see you there. Yeah.
At 5 p.m. But Wayne Sports Cards just north of West Edmonton Mall. Many of you know what we're talking about there. Okay, so we each have 3 different packs.
Yes.
Trev, you're opening up Upper Deck Series 2 from this year. Could be a Celebrini Young Gun, could be a Michkov Young Gun. That's what you're looking for.
Perfect.
Those are the big boys.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Eric's opening up a DC Comics thing.
Yep.
And I've got a pack of Cheers cards. I'm looking for a Woody Young Gun. Oh, these smell nice. What year are these?
Damn it. How much glue do they have on these nowadays?
Wait, are these 2025? Like, is this a new product?
Yeah, man.
This is a new product.
Yeah, it was fresh. The box looked just freshly cracked. Yeah, you got King Shark. You ever heard of him?
Nope. Let's do another one. Who else we got? King Shark sounds like
Donna
a
Troy.
villain.
Yeah, you know about these worlds.
A little bit. I don't
Donna
know.
Troy, Fire and Ice.
Nope.
Cyborg Superman. It kind of looks like
Didn't know that
Two-Face
was a
from
thing, but he
Batman.
looks cool.
And the Huntress. 5 cards per pack.
Maybe I don't know enough
DC.
about DC.
Oh, you know who's going to know these? Reed Wilkins.
Reed
probably.
Wilkins will know all of them.
He'll
You know the
know that.
backstories and everything. All right, Trev, tell me you got a young gun in there. Tell me you got a Michka. The city needs it,
Greenway.
Trev. The city needs this.
Connor Garland,
Quicker, Trev.
Casey Middlestat, Nathan McKinnon. 2 Nathan McKinnons right after. Look at that.
Okay.
The exact same.
What? The exact same card?
Yeah.
Man, I just opened up 12 boxes of this stuff. I didn't see that.
Ooh, that one's shiny. Oh, that one might be really good. Look at this. Look at that one. That one's nice.
It's a Dazzler. I mean, it's okay.
What do you mean
Who
a
is it?
Dazzler?
Who is it?
Young Gun. I got a Young Gun.
Okay, yeah, who is it?
But it's not the right year.
Oh, it's the retro young gun?
Who is it?
Is there a bunch of colors? Show
Who
it.
is it?
Put it up on the screen, Trev. Let me see.
Kale McCarr.
That's a Kale McCarr. These new
Sweet.
retro young guns that they're
That's not
doing.
bad.
So is that a good one?
It's
nice.
not like a McCarr young gun. It's a parallel set thing.
Damn it.
All right, I got the Cheers sign. That looks like a good one.
That's cool.
That's
Is
the
that a
classic
checklist
Cheers
card?
one. I don't know. Let's see.
You think that maybe a...
No, it's just a picture of the staff on the back.
That's
the whole
real
crew.
nice, yeah.
Okay. Summer returns. That's Diane.
Yeah. I got time for Diane.
The Executive's Executioner. Norm.
That's a pretty card.
Rescue Me. This is Diane marrying Fraser.
Yeah, okay.
And the Peterson Principle, which is very close to the Executioner.
That's
Two
his
sweet
look.
Norm cards.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're rolling out a set of Cheers cards in 2025.
I wonder what the full set is. Like, what is your young gun? What is your Lane Hudson that you're looking for in there? Hey,
I wonder if it's only a 100 card set because the highest I got is 89. So that could be the case. All right, Chris Johnston's ready to connect. He's going to be in for Pro-Am Sports coming up. National Hockey Card Day, April 5th. Wayne Sports Cards will have everything you need for that one. Swing on by, see the crew this weekend as well. Pick up a little something. All right, on the way.
JL says, "Where's the Huss Young Gun Cheers card?" you
know what? I should
him
actually
pull it out.
Photoshop one of those. I could take this picture and take the video and put us coming through the door like, oh, Briar Tuck. All right, Chris Johnston on the other way. There's one question and one question only for CJ. When is Trent Frederick going to be healthy?
Yeah.
We'll get into that coming up for Pro-Am Sports. We'll check in on that heavy hockey auction to coach one of the two teams this weekend. The Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca just after 7:30. And Jamie Thomas from Jets TV, huge one, Jets and Stars today. That's a massive, massive game. We'll get into that as well in hour number 2. Let's get to a sports update right now. Big Dave, kicking around yesterday. Yeah, I was leaving, and he was just standing outside on his phone. I said, "What are you doing hiding out here?"
Little silverware for the Tecmo
saw
Bowl
that.
League.
I saw that. It looks nice.
The winner has to fill it with rye and chug it back.
Perfect. I'm very much looking forward to that because I know Hernan's not going to be doing
Hey,
it.
he was wondering where you were yesterday.
I told him
eh?
10:15 today.
He said he might be busy.
He's not busy. I know he's not busy. Let's get to the update.
Another loss for the Oilers last night. Another 3-2 loss, this time against the Devils. Leon Draisaitl scored his league-leading 47th, extending his point streak to 16. Game 3 of that 4-game road trip will continue tonight against the Islanders. Join Tom Gazzola. He'll be live at the Westgate Boston Pizza for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starting at 4:30 here on EST. It's one of 6 games around the NHL later tonight. Other action last night, Dylan Holloway is 21st of the season in a losing cause as the Penguins defeat the Blues 5-3. Aiden Hill made 27 saves as Vegas would shut out Columbus 4-0. Warren Foegele's 19th of the season opened the scoring. The Kings won their 4th in a row, shutting up the Caps 3-0. Rangers 3-2 in overtime over the Wild. Sharks double up the Hawks 4-2. Flyers dropping the Lightning 4-3 in overtime. Ottawa have now won 5 in a row, following a 6-3 win over Boston. The Panthers holding off the Leafs 3-2. Sam Bennett with a pair. NBA action, Luka Doncic, 45 points. Wasn't enough, though, as the Bucks, they would win by committee, 126-106 over the Lakers. The Cavaliers look to make it 16 straight wins tonight. They're in Memphis to take on the second place in the West Grizzlies. Raptors in Utah with the Lakers visit the Nuggets. And the Oil Kings back in action tomorrow night when they welcome in the Prince Albert Raiders. Sports Update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal. Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your spring renovation projects now.
On the Nielson Show. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Let's change 150 by 7:30 today. So don't save those thumbs up. They don't cost you anything. It also doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel.
Free subscription month.
Free subscription
month of March. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Big deal. You better get on it.
Taking a page out of Truck Month for our presenting sponsors over at South Ford Chevrolet. Truck Month. Deeper discounts, lower interest rates on Silverados and heavy duty. 0% financing for up to 72 months on Silverado Custom and Custom Trail Bosses. Drive a little, save a lot at South Ford Chev. Check them out, www.southfordchev.com. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today. They got the 5-piece nuggets, the fried pickles, the mini chicken wrap, the mini chicken sandwich, and blackened cauliflower. Those items are all available for just $4 on their value menu. So if you're planning for lunch today and feeling a little snack, later in the morning, swing on by Popeyes, give Reed a high five, and pick up some. So we got to get Reed on location at Popeyes.
He walks in. It's like Norm walking into Cheers, right?
Yeah. Reed.
Corey B also said you can get autos in that Cheers. He said to us.
Can you really?
There's.
Oh, now I'm kind of intrigued by it. And by the way, that YouTube Trev pulled the back-to-back McKinnons. One of them was a deluxe, numbered out of like 280. That's why I was just like, man, why is there two McKinnons? So yeah, one was that's why it was a double.
Big pulls.
Yeah, good work, Trev. Very proud of you, buddy.
He's cracking.
All right, we got the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca coming up around 7:30 today. We'll check in on that auction for the heavy hockey showdown tomorrow. And Jamie Thomas from Jets TV. JT's going to pop by, and good friend of the show. We'll set up that big one tonight in the Jets and Stars. Chris Johnston is going to join us right now, brought to you by the Cooks and Boys over at Pro-Am Sports. Your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Have Pro-Am custom frame the jersey that you have in the closet or that photo you still got sitting in the box. Visit them in-store to get started on your project. Located in Edmonton, of course, at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. All right, let's bring Chris Johnston today. Chris, good morning. As you can probably imagine, things not going over well in Edmonton this morning after another loss. This one to the New Jersey Devils. They've lost 10 of their last 15 games, and they just can't seem to get out of this right now. CJ, what do you think's going on here?
Oh, they're certainly not getting enough scoring from the non-obvious suspects, we'll call them. I think that's clearly an issue, and it's a tough one to figure. I mean, I really thought that Edmonton would have pulled sort of out of this by now. In the initial stages, I remember when we did our hits, say 2-3 weeks ago, I wasn't quite as concerned. But now, you get into March, you get on this side of the trade deadline, and frankly, they're down to 17 games left in the regular season. It's not a lot of time to try to find that best version of yourselves ahead of the playoffs. I mean, there's a window to do it, but I think that there's a few more warning lights, I guess, on the dashboard here than I initially thought there might be.
Yeah, as we move farther and farther, this seems to be, taking on the identity of what they are, and maybe seeing what they constructed midway through the season was a bit of a mirage. But I'm thinking too, if you're not getting that scoring, and we've talked about Knobloch going back to this nuclear option, to which he went to extremely quick last night, like it's kind of, if you're trying to get other people to produce offensively, leaning and relying on that combination isn't going to get you there any quicker. And we've seen what it's done to other coaches in the past who are no longer here.
Right. Well, I think there's a trickle down effect from it too, right? I mean, the confidence of the other guys that are at least counted on for some secondary scoring probably isn't too high. And you might lose them a little bit, in the process of playing so much in 97 and 29 together. Now, far be it for me to coach the team. I think that, there's a lot of games that have been won probably where you put McDavid and Draisaitl together and they scored you the big goal you needed or got a couple of goals to get you over the hump. So, I can understand how you arrived there, but you certainly, I don't think, want that as the plan. I feel like you want to save that for special occasions, maybe for a playoff series where, things you need to turn the momentum. But, especially when the other players aren't getting going, it's just harder to imagine how they will get going if they're not playing with one of those two players and playing the minutes you need to. I think getting the puck touches and all those types of things.
Hockey insider Chris Johnston with us on the show this morning, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. I know right around the deadline, I guess we haven't talked with you since the deadline, you had that tweet about Trent Frederick and when he may or may not return. Any update on that timeline? Because I think the city would really like to see this guy right now.
So I heard it was going to be at least 4 weeks when he went out. I think he got injured around February 25th, just doing rough math in my mind. I mean, that would suggest if it's at least 4 weeks that you're looking at another week from now.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's some room to play with in there, if it's, if he can play with some discomfort, if the Oilers would even want that. I mean, it's unusual when you trade for an injured player. It just so happened Boston dealt two of them at the deadline because Brad Marchand has yet to play for the Florida Panthers, and he's injured there, and as is Trent, in Edmonton. But, especially when it's a pending UFA guy, there's not, I talk about time being of the essence for the team to gel and find itself. Not ideal circumstances, and unfortunately for Frederick, he got hurt just prior to that deadline window. But I don't have anything specific that I've heard in the last couple of days on him. But I was told initially it was a 4+ week injury, and he's not at that 4 week mark yet.
When we look at this forward group right now, and I know Frederick's not having a great season offensively, but he scored goals over the last couple of years. Do you think he's a guy that they could inject some life into the top six here right now, or does he come in and center a third line or play on a third line wing spot?
I would think he's a third liner, especially getting back up into action after that layoff. Now, to me, that doesn't mean within games or in moments you could, put him up on a second line for a spell. But, if you look over the bulk of his career, he's more of a bottom six type of player. But, look, you need some goals from the bottom six. And I think the way he plays is, it's going to be a positive energy game. I think it's very playoff conducive, can get under opponent's skin, does not shy away from contact. And you're right. When he's at his best last season, he put the puck in the net a fair bit for someone who plays the role that he does. And, look, it wasn't a year in Boston where very many players had career years. Yeah. That's part of the reason he was one of 5 guys traded at the deadline from a team. Most of us probably entering the year would have had written down as a playoff type of team. So, you just hope that he can find something in new surroundings. And look, he is playing for that contract too, as a pending UFA. There's a lot of reasons for him to find that best game as quick as he can once he does get playing for the Oilers.
New Jersey last night, obviously no Jack Hughes, no Dougie Hamilton. But Jesper Bratt has just kind of stepped up and been like, we're going to try to keep this thing in the mix here right now. He was the best player on the ice last night. They've got like an underrated star in that guy, don't they?
Yeah, unreal too. I think he was, he 5th or 6th round pick, and he basically made the league right away. I mean, he was cut from his World Junior team and he was playing in the NHL at 20. Like he's sort of been defying expectations for a long time. Doesn't get a ton of publicity. I guess Jersey's one of the teams, maybe not as many eyeballs on them. And obviously some of his early years with that team, they weren't a playoff team. They were kind of, in the bottom half of the league. But, in Bratt, part of the reason I think the Devils have got to where people feel good about them is players like him, obviously getting Jack Hughes. They made the big trade for Timo Meier. I mean, they've slowly acquired the kind of pieces you need to have playoff success, to be a team that can be in the mix. Unfortunately, their injury situation this year, it's hard to know how they're going to be able to outrun that. It might not be possible down basically your top defenseman or one of your top defensemen and your top center. But yeah, Bratt's the real deal. and a real good story too, because he was doubted the whole way along the way, and he's become a pretty impactful NHLer, right from the get-go once he got his first start there in New Jersey.
Chris, what's your scout on the Islanders tonight? I know coming into Monday, they got to beat the Buffalo Sabres. They lose. Playing against the Devils team, as Dusty mentioned, missing a few key players, and coming off the loss to Buffalo, that's a game. They got to take that one. So, coming into tonight off a back and how they've played against the doldrums of the Sabres and a decent team, albeit hurt as the Devils are. What can you tell us about the Islanders heading into tonight?
Well, they got to beat an Islanders team, I would say. But no, look, they did. Well, of course. I mean, it's tough on back-to-backs, and some of the schedule stuff plays in there. But the Islanders have underperformed this year. I mean, there's no way around that fact. I think that there's been a lot of disappointment in management with the way the team has been this season. Obviously, resulted in them trading Brock Nelson at the deadline, so they sort of weakened themselves in the shorter term. And they've still got some players there, some guys that have been around the league. But it's not a lineup when you draw it on the board and look at it that strikes a lot of fear into you. Occasionally they get a good goaltending game. They do have some good net mining. But I mean, look, they're just kind of a mushy middle team that's been without Matt Barzal as well as one of their sort of special game breaking type players. And so I do think that given the circumstances around the Oilers, I mean that's a game you do feel you have to win just because. The opponent doesn't have a whole lot going on. I mean, they're trying to cling to some potential, I guess, playoff hopes here. But the truth is they're going to need a pretty remarkable run over the last 5+ weeks to get in. And so this is a game on the schedule when your team or Edmonton is that for all kinds of reasons, I think you got to find a way to come away with 2 points.
Chris Johnston with us, NHL Insider, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports today. Winnipeg and Dallas will clash tonight. The Jets are 8 points up on the Dallas Stars. Dallas hasn't played since that game against the Oilers, I believe, which is quite a while ago now. If the Jets can win tonight, they go 10 points up. If Dallas gets the win, they're just 6 points back, and they do have 2 games in hand. Like this is a monstrous game between these two clubs, and I can't wait to just sit back and watch it as a hockey fan.
Yeah, and if you're any of those teams, you're trying to win the division so bad because you want to avoid the other two heavyweights in the first round at least, right? So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot riding on the Jets trying to secure that division. They've been at the top for a long, long time, but avoiding Dallas and/or Colorado in the first round, I think, is beneficial. Doesn't guarantee you're going to go on a long run, but it certainly helps. The idea that Dallas and Colorado, the way they both loaded up at the deadline, could play in round one, and one of them's out right away. I mean, it's hard to put your mind around, especially Colorado. I mean, Dallas made a longer-term move for Rantanen. But they still got Granlund and CeCe. Obviously, Colorado got all those guys that are on expiring deals. I mean, anyway, long way of setting up that, yeah, this is a huge game. And that might be one of the weirdest things. I'm pretty sure Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, went home after the game in Edmonton before going back out to Winnipeg. That's how long they had it as
it was like
break in their schedule.
4 days between games, 5 days. They played Saturday. So they had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like it's wild to see that much time in the middle of the schedule there for the Dallas Stars. Just as we talk about like possible playoff matchups, and the Kings last night leapt over the Edmonton Oilers, are now second in the Pacific. The Oilers are sitting third. Los Angeles is the best home team in the National Hockey League. How critical is it, do you think, for the Oilers to get back up into that second spot here in the Pacific?
A team that's had the success of Edmonton, I feel like they could almost win from any position. Like, but let's face it, you want a game 7 on home ice if you face a game 7. I mean, that's what it comes down to for me. I mean, I think there's pros and cons to opening on the road at times in the playoffs, things like that. But when you get down to that one game for a series, as much as possible, you want to have that game played in your own barn. Unfortunately for Edmonton, now it's got a little distant. Is Vegas 7 points up? I think last I saw. I mean, certainly losing sight of the division, but I do think you want to finish about as high up as you can. But if there is a saving grace here, is this Oilers team just has so much experience. They've had a lot of success in the last couple of years. I realize a little short of the ultimate success that everyone's hoping for. But I could just see them not being maybe as critical to them. But look, for LA, they're trying to slay a demon in the Oilers. I mean, it's having lost all these years in a row. So anything that they could cling on to, maybe they feel if they can get some home ice advantage, it's going to make a difference. I mean, I personally want to see a return to the 1-8 format because I like a little more variety in my playoffs. But the way this divisional alignment sets up, essentially, we could see Edmonton, LA for the 4th straight year. Just kind of crazy when you put your mind around it.
Yeah, and as they say, always tough to beat a team 4 straight times.
That's the
right?
same.
I have to see how that goes over. CJ, as always, buddy, we appreciate the time, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, boys. See you soon.
There you go. That's Chris Johnston. You can find him on X at Reporter Chris. I quickly want to get to that's good. Let's slide this in here for. Sorry, man. I didn't. Jeez. Yeah, were you planning on doing garlic toast?
Of course I am. It's Friday. We're trying to get good graces here.
My bad. We'll wait on it.
No,
my bad. We'll wait on it.
We can always eat the toast later.
No. We have to do it all together. I'll just make a note here for that's good and where I want it to go. I won't remember what it is later on, but we'll see. I usually can at least make the first letter really nice.
Then you just go
Then
from
I
there.
can try to guess what the guess what the rest of the words were. All right, 780-218-9999. We are auctioning off an opportunity to join us tomorrow. It'll be at the downtown community rink from 12 until 3. We have a coach. Pizza Boy is going to coach at Team Edmonton Sports Talk. We are auctioning off the chance to coach against us. You want to shadow Tommy Gazzola? Shadow Tommy Gazzola. You want to tell somebody to drop the gloves against Zach to come right off the opening draw? You drop the gloves. You will be calling the shots for the Heavy Hockey Showdown team. Those guys are going to be in on the hangout today. Coach Chris, and his actual handle is Coach Chris. Can you imagine?
Born for the role.
Is this guy a real coach or did he just... Anyway, he's got the top bid right now at $300. You will get a spot on the hangout, a guest appearance on the hangout. I haven't told Maddie or Tommy yet, but Pizza Boy, when he wants in on the hangout, he wants to do all wrestling for 2 hours. You get a spot on the hangout. You get an EST hoodie. You get a little bit more EST swag, and then you'll have a chance to coach against us on Saturday. It's all for a great cause. The Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. These guys have been working with the Heavy Hockey crew for a little while now, and they just had a bunch of funding cut on top of that. So we'd love to raise a few bucks for the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. For more information on that, it's SACE.ca. But if you'd like to come and have some fun, hang out with us, have a couple of bevies, coach against us on the ice, it's just a really chill, fun event. And both the guys who were coaching last year had an excellent time. So if you'd like to do that, fire us a bid, 70, and we would really appreciate it here. Let's raise some money for this organization because they're on hard times right now. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The top bid right now is $300 from Coach Chris. If you can top that, and we would really appreciate it, and the organization would very, very much appreciate it. 780-218-9999. All right, we'll get to an EST parlay. I don't know somebody's going to ruin it.
Cap it in, no point.
We go
riding
all
that
no
dog.
points in the bottom 6. Just
sure. Easy money.
Man, the whole
Janmark to play.
Is that out?
Well, it should be.
If Janmark draws in and they take Skinner out after Knobloch finally says some nice things about Jeff Skinner
It's
after
just,
the game.
what time do you
I
think
mean,
it's gonna
that would
happen?
be
That's what you
that. I mean, that's what are you going to do? Trev, you think they go nuclear right off the start tonight? It's just McDavid and Draisaitl, second half of back-to-back, play 24 to 26 minutes, and try to pull 2 points out of the woodwork here. Trev, do you think that's what we're going to see right off the top tonight?
Probably.
We're going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they went to it last night in a one-goal game.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
a one-goal game in which they outshot the Devils in the first period. It's not like they played poorly in the first period.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And that's what Hernan was saying on the postgame yesterday. Is if you're going to go bad, like, just start the game with it. Just start. Just, because it's annoying. It's very frustrating. And I agree with what you said earlier. Like, the spark, after killing off a penalty kill, Connor Leon, you're out there with Hyman. Like, that hasn't worked at all this season. It's not even close. So I guess just roll with that and hope for the best. See what happens. Wish and a prayer. I don't know.
780-218-9999.
Ryan Lido, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, buddy.
He says the pointless parlay in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Pick 5 guys, no points tonight for the EST parlay.
Do it.
You got a lot to choose from.
There's a lot to choose from. I don't know if we can get to, you know what? Maybe that is the case.
Let's do it.
It's what's happening right now,
do
right?
it.
Lean into this thing.
Come on.
Kapanen. We'll start it there. He might not even play, though.
Yeah.
If Yammer comes back in, Kapanen's got to be the guy out.
Podkolzin.
Podkolzin for sure. Yeah,
Henry, Connor Brown, the whole third line.
Yeah.
Get them out there.
Well, I think after the way he talked, he's going to play Henrique with Skinner and Arvidsson.
Okay, well, that line. Do that line then.
Man, would it not be bad, though, for this city to be
of course it would.
Cashing in off of
no, but I mean, this is where we're at.
No-point prop parlay?
It's pointless. Why not?
All right, that's kind of a fun thing
this
to
is
do
fun.
today.
Let's do it. Most fun I've had all week.
If you're watching over on YouTube, we're 17 likes away from changing 150. So hammer the thumbs up for us.
You sound like me during the Four Nations.
Guys, look, lots of good text messages. Yeah, you and your Four Nations. Like,
hey,
God, you were so annoying leading up to the Four Nations. Oh, God, I loved you. Anyway, I see a lot of text messages coming in about the knob lock and going nuclear, and we got the fan zone in 5 minutes. All right, so we'll get to a bunch of those text messages. Bootski, I saw the one that you sent in earlier. Those are some of the ones that I saw in the 6 o'clock hour that I was like, we're going to come back around to during the fan zone. And then Jamie Thomas to talk about 2 legitimate contenders going at it tonight in the Stars and the Winnipeg Jets. All right, let's do it. Let's build. Like, I don't even know if we could get how many of these guys would be.
Well, we can go to the blue line too, can we not?
We can go to the blue line.
So, I mean,
but I don't know how many of them would be even have an option to get a point.
Okay.
You know, let's just let's see here. Let's see what we can do. All right, so we're gonna build the no point parlay. All right, let's see. See, yeah, this is tight.
Yeah,
because they've only got like Arvidsson. I need more. I wonder if I can have the boys put together one for me. Like, because we don't have odds. Like, this is how bad it's been. We don't even have odds on a Connor Brown point. We don't have odds on a Podkolzin point, but we still have odds for some reason on a Kapanen point, which I just don't get. So let's say we went Kapanen. It's going to be tough if he doesn't play.
He'll play.
Okay, so I want Podkolzin. I'll see if the guys can do this. We want Podkolzin. We want. Should we throw Nurse in there?
Well, Ryan, who had the idea, says Nurse, Podkolzin, Kulak. That's who he's going.
We need more. That's not going to be a big enough number.
Okay.
Nurse, Podkolzin. I don't really want to pick on the D.
No, I understand.
I'd even do Arvidsson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw
So
him in there.
Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Brown,
Janmark.
Whole bottom 6.
Janmark will be in there. Like, let's
bottom 9.
Get to the chase.
Corey Perry, even. Perry's.
Sure.
I'm not throwing Perry.
Perry's the one that we
Perry
talked
gets
about
out as the
meeting
extra attacker and
expectations.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
he's
All right. You know what? Let me send this off to the boys, and we'll see if we can get this. We'll see if we can get this put up.
Max Jones. Anyone?
Well, actually,
Nuge.
Max Jones probably comes out.
Yes.
He only played 4 minutes last night. He had
Exactly.
the turnover. That Knobloch decided that was the one thing he was going to point out during the. Yeah, he would come
He's
out.
the one.
So we could get Kapanen in there.
Man,
Arvidsson,
we are sick.
Podkolzin, Brown, Kapanen, Henrique.
Yep.
Let's do it. Then we don't have to worry about Janmark. Okay, I'll text the cool
Worry
guys.
about Janmark. Nothing to worry about.
This might not. They might not be able to do this one, but I'll
Worth a
ask for
shot,
it anyway.
yeah. They'd get a giggle anyway. Eh?
Oh, it would be a funny. It would be. I wonder how much action they would get on that. Like Edmonton sets new record for bets in a day. Can we get a no point parlay for Arvidsson? Who else would we say? Podkolzin.
You wrote him
Henrique. I can't read him. Brown and Kapanen. Right, he's gonna leave Kapanen in, play him on the wing, and sit Max Jones. Right, it'll be reset game for Max Jones. All right, there we go.
Nuge too.
Did you say Nuge?
Nuge, yeah. He's working
I'm
his
not
way
putting
up.
anybody on the power
I know
play
it.
there. I can't do power play.
Mine as well.
Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Henrique, Brown, and Kapanen. Are we missing anybody in this no point parlay?
From as Big Uke says, the bottom 9.
All right, there we go. Let's just see if the boys can get us a number on that one. Huss is going to just kill himself. You know, Huss isn't up because he's probably out late last night. He's going to wake up and see that and be like, "Oh, Edmonton, you've done it again."
Coughing up his vape. He'll be taking it.
Yeah. And if they can't get that one for us, I'll put together something for our EST parlay over on the Lock Shop today at 11 o'clock. We'll be talking a lot of hockey on the Lock Shop today. Lots of golf as well. Do we have any leaderboard updates?
Yeah, JJ Spawn right now. And just...
Go away, JJ Spawn.
He is 8 under, 2 under this morning through 4. Rory McIlroy up to second, sitting a stroke behind at 7 under. He's 2 under through 3 this morning. Who are you riding with again?
Sepp Straka. He was 2 under yesterday. He's my guy. What happened? Yeah. You must have missed him. There's no way he's that far down the scroll.
No. There he is, tied for 31st.
What's he at? 200.
200. He hasn't teed off yet. So
you scared me there when you're scrolling like that.
He's with Spieth. He's in Spieth territory.
John Spieth. Yeah. All right, let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Air for Park Mazda. On the other side, the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. Your chance to... Man, I don't even know with this team right now.
Let's just add Fan Zone to it, and we'll.
Is Chris Knobloch killing the group by just constantly wanting to go nuclear? What say you? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Take it away, Rick.
Oilers suffering another 3-2 loss on their Eastern road trip, this time to the Devils. Leon Draisaitl scoring his league-leading 47th, extending his point streak to 16. Oilers will play Game 3 of the 4-game trip tonight against the Islanders. Join Tom Gazzola at the Westgate Boston Pizza. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows coverage starting 4:30 here on EST. It's one of 6 games around the NHL tonight. Other action last night, Dylan Holloway with his 21st of the season in a losing cause. Penguins defeat the Blues 5-3. Aiden Hill, 27 saves. Golden Knights shutting out Columbus 4-0. And Warren Fogle would score his 19th of the season. Opening the scoring as the Kings won their 4th in a row, leapfrogging the Oilers and shutting out the Caps 3-0. Luka Doncic, 45 points, wasn't enough as Milwaukee win by committee 126-106 over the Lakers. Lakers will visit the Nuggets tonight. Raptors are in Utah, but the Cavaliers look to make it 16 straight wins when they visit the second place in the West, Memphis Grizzlies. Oil Kings back in action tomorrow night when they welcome in the Prince Albert Raiders. And the Players' Championship second round action underway this morning. JJ Spawn, your leader. He is 2 under through 4 this morning. And Rory McIlroy right behind him, 2 under through 3. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he'd really wish you guys would talk a little NBA this morning.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Lynyrd Skynyrd with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Chinstrap. 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 Awareness Month is upon us. Charge. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. I remember my first toy penguin. Hello. Oh, my name is. Hello. Oh, my name is Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin. Because I'm a Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie. Chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. The chinstrap is an aphrodisiac. Confirm. Everything about it is perfect. There's good chinny and there's bad chinny. Yeah. I'm sure Ryan Rashad probably shaving in the hot tub as we speak. There you go. Beautiful. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Charlie the Penguin. Chinstrap Penguin. Sketchy animal mascot. Charlie the Chinstrap Penguin. That's a church mascot. I love that penguin. The animal world. Happy church, everyone.
Help us end the stigma. Hey now, throw a chin strap.
Charlie the Penguin, chinstrap penguin. Charlie the Penguin, chinstrap penguin. Charlie the Penguin, chinstrap penguin. Charge, Charlie the Penguin, chinstrap penguin. Charlie the Penguin, chinstrap penguin.
Charlie the Penguin, the chin strap penguin. Charlie. Tough ride for Charlie, eh? Like, gets created, gets dropped off for the month of Charge, and has to deal with this hockey club. Extremely frustrating. What are you going to do, though? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Third hour of the show is going to be jam-packed. We got Jamie Thomas coming up. He'll pop by in like 10, 12 minutes. We'll definitely go there today as well. And then in the third hour, what do we got here? We got kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. GCL Diesel Orange and Brew Breakfast. That's a good for the Italian Center. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Marmot Basin, and, of course, the wrap for William Huff. So we've got lots to get to. We're going to dive into the fan zone here right now as well. 780-218-9999. This is a good one. Dudley's in. Dudley, that's a good one. We'll get to that. And just playing the chin strap Charlie song there. It made me think of my daughter, the Muzz, Elizabeth. She thinks it's been the funniest thing around the house lately. She goes, "Daddy's a daddy, chin strap daddy." I'm just like, she's 8. She's got all these funny faces, and she'll be like, "Daddy's a daddy, chin strap daddy." Like, she's funny, man. She's hilarious.
That is adorable.
It's a funny little thing. Like,
it's pretty Oh man, and I'm terrible. I will say, I've said it before. Confessions. I'm terrible with names, remembering names.
Yeah.
But the AM Nasty who brought in Charlie the Penguin. Oh, I know it.
Yeah, it was.
It was
whose daughter was it that made this?
Oh,
you remember
so terrible.
Who made Charlie the Penguin?
I'm terrible. I'm heel now. I don't care.
I can't remember. Dave the welder? No.
Dave enter job
Sure.
here.
Anyway, his daughter made it.
Yeah.
Like, and now all of a sudden there's a song.
Yeah.
And there's all these stories. And, she's probably listening to she's like, I created all of this. If it wasn't for me making this.
Yeah, no, this is her thing. Like,
so that's kind of neat.
That's kind of cool.
It is.
Yeah, and actually last night, yesterday afternoon, the kids had a demonstration of learning at the school. So you go and they show you all your stuff. A couple quick stories from this. One, when we went to the music room, they had this song where it was they were hitting on this bell and they were doing the egg like you did in the A&W song. And the song was it goes, "March is here," and we're walking out, and I was just like, "George is here," and I thought that was funny. The Muzz, she's a very good student. She's in grade 2, and yesterday during the demonstration of learning, like they're showing us everything they learned, and then Elizabeth calls her teacher over and she goes, "I want to show you something I made." And she made, I don't know, they do it like slides. It's like PowerPoints, but for kids. She did a whole slideshow on hockey.
Okay.
Just on her own time at home, and then showed the teacher. They're not even doing it in grade 2. She watched Marshall do it in grade 4. It was like, I'm going to build a slideshow on hockey. So yesterday, the demonstration of learning, she was showing the teacher extra stuff she's been doing. I was super proud of her. It was good. And then Marshall, demonstration of learning.
Here we go.
They had this thing where it was like you had to put your goals, your hopes, your dreams, all this stuff. I swear to God, I love this kid. His goals, his hopes, and his dreams was to work with Daddy at Edmonton Sports Talk. Like, if that doesn't melt your heart, I don't care if Knobloch's going nuclear or not. And even his teacher there was like, yeah, he talks about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, like, that's what he wants to do. He said to me the other day, we're coming home from swimming. He goes, "Daddy," because I was talking, I said, you're a pretty good swimmer, but you should try to like race people now, like see how it goes. And he goes, "Yeah, but what if I become a really good swimmer and have something that comes up for swimming and I'm running EST?" I said, "Well, I would have to cross that path when we get there, man." And he goes, "You know what? I could just call you in." I said, "You're right. If you have a swim meet, you can just call me in."
Why do we need Nate? Fast track the practicum today. Pull him out of class.
Yeah,
get him here for a few months. He can write a report.
Yeah. Anyway, lots of fun. 780-218-9999. Now back to reality. Back to reality. 5 wins in their last 15 games. Now sitting third in the Pacific.
5 and
when
15,
at one point
yeah.
they were first in the Pacific. This thing has slipped away from them. Let's dive into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Buy fans, for fans, no fees. If you want the cheapest ticket to get into an Oilers game, and I think you still probably do, it's fansfirst.ca. All right, should we get into some of these text messages? Poor Trev. People have been, like, they say you're completely, like, you're dead inside right now. People are very worried about your emotional state.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, it's really tough. Last year, I was able to put it aside, doing pre and post. I was able to, a little bit more professional approach, but not doing pre and post this year. I'm kind of back into, being the diehard fan, and that's why I moved to the city. That's why, if it wasn't for the Oilers, I wouldn't be here right now. There's no way, right? Like, I remember coming to Edmonton the first time, and it was like I was going to LA. It was like I was going to Vegas, something like that. I remember there was a sign, and it was like 300 kilometers to Edmonton. I took a photo of every sign on the road. And I'm like, look, we're like 50. And I remember I went home, and I'm showing all my friends. I'm like, in here, I was 250 kilometers and 200. And then there was 150. And then I took the Las Vegas, welcome to Las Vegas sign, everyone. I took a photo of the welcome to Edmonton sign.
Yes.
And at that time, it was City of Champions, right? So, and all I heard about my whole life was the stories. I remember the year that they actually were going to make the playoffs for the first time, where I was like, I can't wait. Going to sleep every single night, I would play the game 3. I think it was game 3, the first game in the Stanley Cup Finals when it was in Edmonton. And it was just
You would watch that?
I'd watch that to go to sleep.
I didn't know you were that hardcore, buddy.
And
Yeah.
I listened to every single post game, every single pre-game. I'm not joking when I said I actually watched Tommy every single night.
Yeah.
I did. That was serious. That was legit. And so now I got to cover this team and talk about them. And that's the dream. And my dream was to talk about them winning the Stanley Cup, not them with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl sucking the sack. So it's annoying. Yes, I'm defeated.
Well.
I hate it.
Leon
Like, as
Draisaitl
if-
isn't sucking the sack.
Well, Leon's the team is what I mean. The
This
team
is,
as a team, they're sucking.
But they're close.
Close, but no cigar. They say.
That's the saying. That is the saying. Anyway, so that's where Trev is at right now.
Have you given up on them?
He'll never
give up on them.
No.
But it's like time and time again. Every single year, I have to feel this feeling. We're all feeling it. The nasties, it's annoying. It
Like
really
Hernan
is.
would have thought or felt when
Yeah, Hernan, and like I
couldn't
see
get
him.
on your team. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, enough. With
No, but
that.
it's the same type of.
No,
feeling.
it's not even close. He doesn't even care.
37 likes away from changing 200. Let's cheer Trev up. You know what Trev likes? 300 and 400 like shows. That'll get him back on track. Abutski over in the text line, 780-218-9999 says, going nuclear is an annoying symptom, but it's not the disease. The management team that put this group of players together is to blame. Yelling at the coach is like yelling at the jockey after the too old, slow, dopey horse has been given to ride starts losing races. That jockey's options are severely limited, people. 780-218-9999. Chris says you can't keep firing the coach. It feels like the team is in the same struggle as when we fired Woody. When we were playing Charlie the Penguin, Trev comes over, he goes, this is the same thing I was feeling right before they fired Woodcroft.
Okay,
and you're like,
so,
damn, man. Like,
a lot of people have said that he's lost the plot this morning. Knobloch. So
yeah, but
you can't.
You can't
right now.
I'm sorry, you can't. I mean,
like how hot is the seat? It's not hot.
If they decide to fire Knobloch here at some point, which they just won't. I mean, this core is the biggest group of coach killers in the history of the league. It just is. I mean, that's a fact. You get to coach 130, 140, 150 games and on to the next guy. That's not even 2 full seasons. Like, come on. You can't do that. This group has to figure it out with a coach and a group that was look, they've changed the team. Like, to me, this is way more on management than on Knobloch. Like it just is.
Well, we're talking about maybe toying with the idea of putting Janmark back in the lineup tonight.
I'm not.
No, but this is your options.
Yeah.
You have
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Yes. Jake just texted me back from Coolbet. He says, yes, we can get a no-point parlay for Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Henrique, Brown, and Kapanen. That'll be interesting.
the sack-sucking parlay.
The sack-sucking parlay. Rob from L.A. I don't believe in firing the coach, but a core shakeup in the offseason may be needed. Which, I mean, that's not unfair, but
shouldn't have had to get to this
point. The core was here last year and almost won a Stanley Cup. The pieces around the core were just pushed out the door. Oh, go by the wayside. And they brought in a bunch of older, slower guys. So I understand.
It's management.
Yes.
That's where we've arrived. We had the poll the other day, right? Who do you, players, coach, management?
I think there should be more heat on management than the coach.
That's what
But
this
you
exercise
just
is
hired these guys too. So, I mean, I don't want to preach it, but you're probably going to have patience with everybody involved.
But
here.
as you brought up too,
because
this coach isn't this manager's guy.
Well, no, I mean it's the president's guy.
Okay, now we're getting into
Chris Knobloch is Jeff Jackson's guy.
He's McDavid's guy.
It's just they're not like as much as many of you. I'm even sitting here being critical of management because they blew it in the offseason. But do you only get one offseason to blow it? I mean, it would almost be a worse look to get rid of these guys than to let them continue. And you just hope that they learned from their mistakes and won't get an older, slower team this offseason. 780-218-9999 if you would like to chime in on this conversation.
People are proud of you, Trev. You're blossoming into a true Oilers fan, they say.
Oh, no. I mean, this guy was taking... When you're taking pictures 250 kilometers out of town...
But this type of... people are talking about the Gretzky trip, but this is almost like a passing of the torch from elders in the fan base to you, Trev, today.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so great. I love it.
It's war wounds.
It feels amazing.
You're battle tried now.
780-218-9999 is where you can get in today. Coyote Steve says, how the hell would you shake up the core anyway when they all have no movement clauses? Yeah. But like I said, the core last year almost got it done. The core's still here, but the other pieces that were around those guys are gone, and they brought in older, slower guys. That's not Knobloch's fault. That's management's fault.
A Joel Quinville text enters the chat. Paris Drewler's inbox from Hot Take Kev.
Oh, a bunch of hot takes. I saw somebody say, when do you start worrying about McDavid not resigning? Like,
Lauren has got a bar restaurant downtown.
He's going to become the highest paid player in the history of the league. They made his agent the president of the organization and his junior coach his head coach. You could not have catered to Connor McDavid any more than he has been catered to. And now he's going to leave? I don't, like, that's a waste of our time. It's kind of like this fun, sort of neat conversation, but it's a waste of our time. You sent the link to Jamie Thomas, right, Joe? He did say he was going to be a little bit, a couple minutes after 7:45, but we are going to chat about a huge game between the Jets and Stars. I mean, Rip City Step says, it's official. The Oilers have hurt Trev more than he hurt Hernan.
We've gotten to that. We've passed the marker.
Oh, that is.
Don't take up smoking.
That's funny. Oh, Hernan must have had 9 darts after the game last night. Hernan only ever smokes when he has a drink, or when this.
I got my wife to get to the chat. I said, "Send her those cigarettes." She dropped one in there too.
Yeah, no,
He's
Other reasons Hernan smokes. Text those into 780-218-9999. 218-99.
I already know where that's going to
go. All right. Keep those text messages rolling. And we're not done with this conversation. This is a conversation that never ends. I've been having it for 15 years. So we will we'll continue this. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. Tanel says maybe catering to Connor wasn't the move.
You watch it.
Oh, don't you be careful with those takes. All right. Jamie Thomas. I just kind of wanted to chat with JT. I mean, I don't even really know what we're going to talk about, but I just want to catch up with him. I figured the city would need to pick me up today. And he's such a good guy.
If you're watching, he'll be smiling.
Like you said, you can hear his smile.
You can if you just listen to the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets to cover a game tonight between two legitimate Stanley Cup contenders, which should be absolutely amazing.
You keep saying
what?
that.
What? I'm just saying they're legitimate Stanley Cup contenders. It's nice. All right, let's bring in Jamie Thomas today. JT, how you doing, my man?
Are you guys going to a dark place right now or something? Or what's happening?
Hey, this was not our choice, Jamie. This is, it's like Bane once said, I was born in the darkness. You know, it's just, that's how it is around here, JT. That's how it is.
It's just a couple of losses in a row. What slow down. It's going to be okay. Oh, my goodness.
So how about the Jets and the Stars, eh? What are you expecting from these guys tonight?
Well, it's just a collision course almost in some ways, right? All the big moves at the trade deadline, and both markets are excited about what's going to happen. Listen, I remember the last time these two played back in November 9th. I think it was the West Final going on too in Winnipeg, and a lot of people were pretty excited. A lot of people were like leaving that game and to go to the West Final. I know they changed the start time, but that building was like rocking in November on a Saturday afternoon. So Jets win that one 4-1. Dallas won the next meeting in Dallas. But I just, I think it's safe to say those top three teams in the Central really want to finish first, because that 2-3 matchup in the division is going to suck for both teams. The Jets were unfortunate to be a part of that last year, even though they had home ice advantage. And if it ends up being Dallas and Colorado, they are going to beat the crap out of each other. And if the Jets end up there, it's going to be a wild fight. But I think, I saw something that the Jets win today that I think their chance to win in the Central is like 90%. So you can understand why they want this game badly. And, the additions of Luke Shen and Brandon Tanev have kind of beat things up a little bit, especially from Shen's perspective. When you guys, I'm sure this you see certain players, they're big, but when you see a guy come walking, I had Luke Shen on the podcast yesterday, biggest legs I've ever seen in my life. He was like sitting beside me. The chair was like so small, and it was like I felt so bad giving this little tiny leather chair for him to sit in. But that
did you reach out awkwardly during the podcast and just poke his thigh? Like
well, these are rather beefy. This is what we do.
Did you see
in here, Winnipeg?
Did you see my tweet about because it's called ground control, right?
Jeez.
Ground control to Jamie Tom.
Yeah, that's right.
I have that song yet.
But Eric, you're not appreciating that. I appreciated that.
Feel free to use it. Feel free to use it.
I will not sing, but I will put that in. So because you guys, no one wants to hear me sing.
Hey, which of these two teams, Dallas or Winnipeg, do you think is more afraid of the Oilers in the playoffs? I mean, that would have been a legitimate question a month ago.
Legitimate again. Right down the middle, both teams are legitimately afraid of the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I mean, the Oilers did just beat the Stars 5-4, so they've got that going for it. It's like the big
that was a great hockey game too.
Legitimate win, yes.
And what do you like? Is it going to be a tight one? Do you think, or tonight?
I just. Dallas is missing some of their big guns, like Mira Heiskanen is still out. Tyler Seguin is still out.
Rupe Hintz
is out. So however, Wyatt Johnson is no slouch in the 1C spot in the top line with Mikko Rantanen. So I mean, regardless of who's in or out of the lineup, Dallas is built for the Stanley Cup playoffs in a long run, and Jets have a lot of respect for this organization. So it's going to be an incredible game tonight. You could tell by the guys with the way they're talking about it, the coaching staff, they understand the magnitude of this game, and it makes January and February, which are some dry months outside of the Four Nation faceoff, it makes it all worth it. So it's a Friday night. The Jets are going to go on the road again leaving tomorrow for Seattle, and they'll of course make a stop off in Edmonton against one of the Stanley Cup contenders, Edmonton Oilers. Believe Oilers fans, but so I'm so excited about it because the building's gonna be rocking. And it's you're waiting to see how this is gonna what's gonna work out here.
JT, how those new additions too? You spoke of them.
Yeah,
I know it's quite an arms race in that division, and I know that fans, whenever you're in this position, they always want the sexy home run hit. Albeit the Jets maybe not doing that, but I don't think needing to with the roster and the lineup that they've had all season long. Fairly balanced, fairly good, but. Just your thoughts, and then I guess the fan base thoughts too on how these guys have fit in so far, how they're fitting in with the room and the team, and where do you see these kind of additions taking this team and elevating it to?
The best part of it is Luke Shannon and Brandon Tanev are living with Mark Scheifele. So, and Scheifele told me that him and Tanev have already got together and sat down and watched the new Daredevil series together.
Great series, by the way. I'm totally caught up on it. Phenomenal show.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
So appreciation for Brandon Tanev in that department. Here's the thing. The second that Brock Nelson came off the board, there really wasn't another option up the middle for the Jets, right? It was, I think, we can sit there and debate about Scott Lawton all you want and the value of a first round pick in that department. But once Brock Nelson came out of there wasn't an option. So to Vladislav Nemestikov's defense, that second line has really been humming. They scored the other night. So I still think there's a matchup problem there sometimes in terms of size with Ehlers, Perfetti, and Nemestikov, but they've been proving us wrong here all along the way. In terms of Brandon Tanev and Luke Shen, Shen showed his value on Tuesday night against the Rangers. They're holding on to a 1-goal lead. He blocks 2 shots, absolutely destroys a Ranger in the corner, his 2 huge hits. And then Brandon Tanev, still the exact same guy he was when he played here. I think it's 4 years ago now. It's gone by, or even longer. Just a guy that is always, his motor's always going. And then Paul Maurice used to joke all the time. Whenever Tanev came back to the bench, he'd always be bleeding. So he'd either get a high stick to the face or a puck in the face. The exact same mentality still remains. And those are the type of guys you want on your roster come playoff time, right? So shot blockers, guys are going to eat up minutes. And then Neil Pionk's a question mark for tonight's game. But Luke Shen has played with Roman Josi. He knows how to play in the top 4. So there's that incredible option, a lot of depth on the blue line for the Jets now. So the additions are fantastic. I know it wasn't the sexy pick, but when you're first overall, come on.
Yeah.
So you just add to your roster. Everyone else is trying to catch up to you at this point. Certainly in the division, you saw what Colorado and Dallas had to go out and do to do that. How it transpires and what it looks like when the playoffs start, we're going to have to wait and see. But the way that the guy between the pipes, and we keep talking about him, his numbers are ridiculous. He leads in all stat categories. It's pretty gross.
It's Hellebuck or Draisaitl for the Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, and
so
Hellebuck has had the type of numbers that other goalies have won the Hart Trophy with.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't ignore something leading all stat categories. It's just something you can't.
Yeah.
And even when the Jets were having problems scoring goals, it doesn't matter because you still have him back there. And this is all due respect to Eric Comrie, who's been great as a backup goaltender, but it's just the eliminator back there. And then that's the first thing Luke Shen and Brandon Tanev bring up when they get traded here is the goalie. So lots of reasons to be excited about this roster. And, Jake Ottinger's at the other end, obviously, to teammates. And then last time Dallas was here, the U.S. backup chants were ripping through Canada Life Center. So
that was that's a good one. They chant well in Winnipeg. I'm very jealous of that.
They have a good time.
JT, with the Jets in first place, I'm assuming Scott Arniel probably mixes the lines up every single game, or is that just something that happens here?
Or does he put all his best players together on one line?
Yeah.
It's just
they pretty much have just sort of locked it, right? Don't they?
Yeah. It's like same lineup all the time. Yeah. When you win, though, you keep the same players.
Fair point.
Right. But they do have the options of moving guys up and down the lineups. Here's the thing: the one change they have made recently is they put Morgan Barron in the middle on the 4th line. I just think they want more size up the middle. All due respect to David Gustafsson, but Morgan Barron's a big body. You have him and Brandon Tanev and Alex Iafallo on your 4th line. That's great for a matchup too. So it's and here's the thing: if you do run into issues in terms of size, you can pop Adam Lowry into the middle on the 2nd line and move people around too, right? So they do have size. And let us not forget about the dominance of the first line that they've kept together all year. So due to being first overall in some ways, when you have success, stick with the program.
JT, we can't let you go without talking a little bit of NFL here. Where do you think Aaron Rodgers ends up? Who decides to bring in that?
Listen, Scott Arniel is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and he said he'll give up his season tickets if they bring in Aaron Rodgers. So,
really?
I don't know how that looks. I've heard lots of people say that before. I will leave this team if they bring this guy in. Then you're right in front of the line when the tickets start.
I was gonna say when they're 5-1, he's rolling in a Rodgers Steelers jersey.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if that's. If I'm Rodgers and Steelers are like, hey, come here, I think I'd probably do it. But if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm like, are you really taking a step forward here? Like, are you just putting her in neutral?
Does it make sense to a Mike Tomlin team to bring a guy like Aaron Rodgers in? So that doesn't fit the recipe at all. So if that ends up happening, then there's something's missing. That Mike Tomlin's voice isn't as big as I think it is, because that he is a team first guy at all times, and Aaron Rodgers, I am sorry, is not a team first guy. I can watch a million documentaries. You cannot sell me on that. You think about others besides yourself.
I was debating with Huss yesterday a little bit because he was talking about Minnesota.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jay? Because I'm like, if you, I'd rather have another veteran guy that'd be easier to move off of. Like, if Rodgers comes in, doesn't play well, you've got this guy used a high pick on, he's healthy, you go to him. I just don't see Rodgers quietly sort of sitting there as the backup the rest of the year. I'm not sure that was
either. If it doesn't go well, you have JJ McCarthy sitting there, who you were going to start last year anyways. Yeah. So why would you slow his ascension to the starting quarterback position and then ruin him even more with that guy coming in? Like, that does not make sense at all. So it makes them, while they get. The Giants make sense because they make dumb decisions all the time. So it's just Giants, Jets, dumb. So that would make the most sense to me. But Pittsburgh and Minnesota do not make sense.
The only thing with the Vikings, though, would be to complete the Brett Favre cycle, would it not? We don't kind of.
We should ask Arash Madani about that sometime. I'm sure he would want to talk.
I'm sure as a Vikings fan, he'd be pretty pumped about all of that. JT, good catching up with you, buddy. Thanks for bringing some sunshine.
Our best
to the
to Marco as well.
Don't be negative.
Yeah, has Marco made you a grand brother-in-law yet?
No. Marco's still in year 8 of university, so he's almost a doctor at this point.
Huge legs on him, eh?
Yeah.
Those loose Gen 5.
See legs like that. It's Marco.
Marco was taking up squats. That's how he's in the gym. It's like all legs.
What an ass.
Skinny upper body. Shoulders of the book rope.
JT, we'll chat with you later, man. Enjoy that game today.
All right. Send me some Popeyes. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah, we will, actually. If you want that, Reed Wilkins has a bunch over on the desk there. We'll bag it up and send it out. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Hey, if you have any questions for 3 Questions Too Many, fire them over. We can definitely get into it. Man, it's nice catching up with Jamie Thomas, eh? Versatile guy.
The bread will become toast.
Are you going to fire that up here right away?
I've got it all prepped.
That's a good.
The oven's hot, baby.
Who wants to win a gift certificate? Who wants to win a gift certificate right now to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual? Come stake your claim with a dub on Kind of Easy Trivia here on a Friday. And if you're watching over on YouTube today, we're 5 away from changing 200. Let's hammer through that. Let's blast through it. Let's just push right through. Like it's Bouchard defending and you just fly right by 200 and you go smash that 200. Let's do that. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, text Trev. Cheer him up a bit. Be like, hey, Trev, good morning. I love you. I'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia.
Butter him up. Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay, Trev. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 if you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. Let them know right now. 780-218-9999. Sobkirk over in the Nasty Chat says, as one of those Vikings fans, no thank you on Rodgers. And Nacho Man right behind him says, as a Packers fan, I am for Rodgers to Minnesota.
I thought Thomas would have an out of football destination for Aaron Rodgers. That's the question. It's not which football team he signs for. It's
He's
what,
gonna-
what his next venture.
He's going to
will be.
join Stephen A. Smith on Fox News.
Right? But that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen there. All right, 3 questions too many. Orange and blue breakfast. That's a good. We'll check in on the heavy hockey auction. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Marmot Basin Snow Report. The wrap for William Huff. It's a jam-packed, highly entertaining third hour of the show coming down the pipe. Let's get to a sports update right now for Windsor Plywood Leduc with Lieutenant Eric.
Oilers' 4-game road trip continues tonight against the Islanders. Oilers suffering yet another 3-2 loss on this trip, this time to the Devils. Leon Draisaitl, though, would scores league-leading 47th, extending his point streak to 16 games in the loss. You can join Tom Gazzola tonight. He'll be set up at the Westgate Boston Pizza with your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 4:30 here on EST. It's one of 6 games around the league tonight. Other action last night saw Vegas shut out Columbus 4-0. Kings winning their 4th in a row, shutting up the Caps 3-0. With that win, LA leapfrogs Edmonton in the Pacific. And Dylan Holloway with his 21st of the season, albeit in a losing cause, as the Penguins defeat the Blues 5-3. Luka Doncic had 45 points. Wasn't enough, though, as the Bucks take it over the Lakers 126-106. Lakers will visit the Nuggets tonight. The Raps are in Utah, and the Cavaliers look to make it 16 straight wins tonight when they visit the second place in the West, Memphis Grizzlies. The Edmonton Oil Kings back in action tomorrow night when they host the Prince Albert Raiders. And second round of the Players' Championship is underway this morning. JJ Spawn, still your leader. He sits at 9 under, 3 under this morning through 7. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since '93. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tati and Eric and all of the bad guys. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Captain can gauge it. Maybe just bump out a cool bed to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramel, Rapaport, Drager, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about a given person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, hello there. 8:06 on the Nielsen Show. We're going to play some kind of easy trivia. And we'll play a little 3 questions too many. If you have questions for 3 questions too many, you can submit those. We might dive into that. I think Hersey sent in 3 questions. Like at 5 o'clock this morning.
I answered all 3 of them.
Did you see? Did you reply?
Well, I was kind of.
Were they good questions?
Yeah, pretty good. I can find them for you. I think I still got.
Do we want to go with those questions, or we don't want to just rehash Knobloch coaching decisions for 3 questions too many today? It's a Friday. We got beer of the week coming up. We got some garlic bread.
Yeah. The bread is in, boys. The transformation begins.
Scott in a hotel balcony in Bowman wants some good questions about EST staff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we go there as well. Also, Rick Westhead was tweeting about Oilers GM Stan Bowman. So I can mention that.
That damn Westhead at it again, hey?
Usually ends
God,
well.
he's
old Westhead at his time.
Can't he just let things?
Anyway, we'll get to that. The Nielsen Show is brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. We are officially in truck month at Southfort Chev, which means deeper discounts and better interest rates. Silverado Custom and Custom Trail Boss, 0% financing for up to 72 months. How many years is 72 months? What's that? 5 years?
That's a hell of a question.
6 years? That's incredible. 10 years? Who knows? That's so many.
Yeah, about 6.
Yeah. I know about 6. The Silverado's built in Canada. Drive a little, save a lot. South Fort Chev. All right, who's playing kind of easy trivia today, Trev? Who's the lucky individual?
This is Big Uke.
Hey.
Big Uke.
Now keep it clean.
I'm sure there'll be a Big Uke sighting tonight, eh?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be at
He's all over that
Boston
suck
Pizza
second parlay,
tonight.
too, I bet, hey?
Oh, yeah, he'll be on that. Ready to stake your claim? Head to Mr. Mike's for a 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. Start with an Emperor's Caesar salad with a rustic onion soup.
Walk the blanket.
Then enjoy our tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes loaded with savory toppings. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. If there was an Esty for a liner read, I'd have to be right up there with this one.
Top of the category.
I'd have to be a leader in that category, I think. All right, let's go to Big Uke. Big Uke, happy Friday. How are you?
I'm golden, Dusty.
Good.
Your accents never cease to amaze me.
Yeah, thanks, man. Somebody said that my Bane sounds a lot like Charlie the Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of sound the same, but that's not the point. It's the effort that really counts.
Yeah, thank you, Uke. That's correct. All right, Trev will start the ticker after I read the first question, buddy. Here we go. Good luck. Who did the Edmonton Oilers lose to last night?
The Devils.
Who do the Oilers
Devils.
play? Who do the Oilers play tonight?
The Islanders.
What position does Ilya Sorokin play?
Goalie.
Which city is home to the NBA's Bucks?
Milwaukee.
Which auto racing series has their first race of the season this weekend?
You're playing like a bunch of silly gooses.
Oh, he did it! My God! Big Uke, he got it!
That is why I did it! At number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! David Rice!
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal a show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Bad man.
I just blocked you for a minute in the chat.
Good. A minute. A full minute.
Full minute.
Wow.
Full minute. Big Maple over the chat says, CRTC be damned. I do like getting, whatever, CRTC can't get us. But I would like a letter from them saying, hey, there's been excessive use of SG.
That's the next
on
Rick Westhead report.
Sports Talk. Yeah. Edmonton Sports Talk is being accused of using too many SGs. Here is that tweet from Westhead yesterday afternoon. Former Chicago Blackhawks GM Stan Bowman has filed a court motion to squash a subpoena that was for him to be deposed in a lawsuit filed by a former Blackhawks player referred to as John Doe. Bowman, who is now the Edmonton Oilers GM, argued that he was not properly served the subpoena because his home is in Edmonton and the court does not have personal jurisdiction over him because he's a resident and citizen of Canada. So you can't subpoena me because I live in Edmonton.
I flew in the coop. Flown.
John Doe, a former Blackhawks player, is suing the team for failing to act when informed of sexual allegations against video coach Brad Aldridge during the 2010 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Blackhawks previously settled a case similar to this one with former player Kyle Beach. So they tried to subpoena Stan Bowman, and he is filing a court motion to quash it because he lives in Edmonton now, and they don't have personal jurisdiction over him because he's a resident and citizen of Canada. I'm going to let you read into that what you want. That's the story from Rick Westhead. Let's get into 3 questions too many. Brought to you by who, Lieutenant Eric?
Park Mazda and its dealer principal, Mitch Lewicki. Get to the damn NBA talk already. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Mitch wants to be hooping today. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
It's funny you mentioned hooping because yesterday when we were going through Elizabeth's demonstration of learning at school, she she had like this stress thing where they spelt the word stress and then inside it. Oh, no, that was Marshall. Elizabeth had something about feelings. And the feelings was, what do you do when you need to relax and be calm? And one of her things was shoot hoops.
Shoot hoops? I like that.
We don't even have a hoop outside. We have a hoop in the house.
Makes it all very...
We have an inside hoop.
Yeah.
So I guess she likes to shoot hoops there.
Yeah.
But that was kind of...
I think Mitch is looking to add one to the dealership this summer. Wouldn't that be at a car dealership? You know, might as well have a hoop there. Have a hoop there. Because you got the space, you got the room. Set up a hoop.
Half court shot for $10,000 off your vehicle.
Everybody's having a good time.
Place would be jammed up.
Barbecue some burgers.
Why not? All right, Scott on a hotel balcony in Beaumont has provided us with 3 questions today. And it's all about EST. Let's do this. I mean, one of the questions we were going to get to was, do you think a players only meeting could fix? I don't want to do that today. Like, we know they can't win right now. They play again tonight. We got the GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast coming up. Let's just get away from it for 5 minutes.
We got a breakfast to get to, yeah.
Yeah.
We're right back at it
tonight. The goods are in? Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. I knew you would do it.
The transformation from bread to toast is happening.
It's in the process, eh? We're 80 away from smashing 300. Let's do that. We're trying to keep you happy today, lighthearted. We got a fun third hour here. Doesn't all have to be down in the dumps. All right, question number 1. From Scott on a hotel balcony in Beaumont, which if you're new to the show is funny because there are no hotels in Beaumont. Look it up. It's a weird thing. Question number 1. Who are the top 3 best-looking employees at EST? Shall we debate, boys?
Oh, boy.
Shall we debate? You know what? Here's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Trev when he has a mustache.
Okay, mustache, Trev.
Yeah, nothing against your look now, Trev, but you are a handsome man with a mustache.
The Western look.
So I'm going to go Tommy, Trev with a mustache, and part of me wants to say Reed Wilkins with a beard. I love rugged, bearded Reed Wilkins.
It gets you going.
Yeah, I don't know if Ched had the Lamorello policy where you had to be clean shaven all the time, but Reed Wilkins with a beard is awesome. But no, I'm gonna go Tommy, Trevor the mustache, and Hernan.
Yeah, Hernan's got that
Hernan's
salt and pepperness coming in.
Yeah, the little bit of salt and pepper. He's a good looking dude.
Yeah,
nothing against any of you or me or Blue Guy or Zacticum or
quit
Gager.
body shaming me.
Who'd you go with?
Well, Tommy's your it's kind of it's like the question should be who is your second and third most beautiful, whatever, handsome, whatever the word was. Tommy takes the cake. But then Zach at 2.
Zach's a good looking.
He's a very
dude.
dashing. I think too still like he hasn't grown into himself.
Zach at like 28.
He'll mature. Oh yeah.
Fill out a bit. He'll get a little bit of a beard.
He'll know his body.
Yeah.
Probably kind of like
probably won't talk as much.
And then I'm gonna say it, Trev without the mustache.
Oh wow.
In a dashing. You have a good face, so it's not like. Sometimes facial hair hides things. Not saying Reed's hiding things. And you would also be with during March, you might even peep out Tommy for top spot.
But that's cheating. We can't put Charged Dusty on the list.
For just asking for this month.
Come on,
it changes my answer.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, but no, I think it's overall. Thank you, though, Eric. It's a good point.
Matty, I want doesn't make the cut, hey?
Oh, yeah, Matty's
he's a
well
dapper.
put together, dude.
He's a dapper
Great
guy.
shape.
What is this? Most handsome? You guys said?
Is that the
Are
question?
you even paying attention here, Trev?
Sorry, I'm producing the show.
The 3 best looking employees.
Best looking.
Because Matty keeps it clean. Like he's got the good 5 o'clock shadow going. Hair is always on point.
Oh, also shout out Jasmine, but I didn't want to, you don't want to.
No, I'm not
grade a woman on their looks. It's just not something you do now.
I'm a married man.
So we'll rip apart all of our men instead. Andrea says, I'm a sucker for a good beard. And her husband has a beard. Bertom says, HR Daddy's head must be exploding right now.
Well, that and the SG drop. I mean, he's got a lot to deal with.
He's just, complaints are flying in HR Daddy right now. All right, question number 2, also from Scott on Hotel Balcony in Beaumont. If you were stranded on a desert island, which other EST employee would you want with you? This is a fun answer. I'm just going to straight up get it out there. YouTube Trev, because we create some sort of cool 21 game that we can play all the time.
You'd keep yourselves busy.
A hoop and a ball, a coconut and a hoop. I mean, I think there'd be a lot of 21 games on a deserted island, and you're the one I play 21 with the most. So I would say I'd probably take YouTube Trev to the deserted island.
I'm going with Hernan.
Oh, you know what he loves when he's on a deserted island? Having a dart.
Having a dart. He likes his silence. I think we could coexist. We've shared some good times in the past, haven't we, old boy? And we already kind of do sit on our island at the desk.
You do have a little island on the desk there, yeah.
Man,
all right, Chad, who are you going?
This is tough, man. This is tough because I see there's the survival.
Oh, you're thinking about like, who will help you live the longest?
Who will help me live the longest?
Jason Milne would be.
Glue guy.
He's a very handy.
He has
fellow.
ducks.
Yeah.
if we're looking at it like that, that's tough. It'd be fun, man. I don't have an answer. You guys would all. I'm heel Trev. You guys would be okay to
You should
be
probably
on an
just
island
pick
with?
Hernan. Smooth it over.
You know
Smooth
what?
it over.
I know who would be last is the real question.
Oh yeah, Zach. I could not have Zach talking to me on a desert island for eternity. Like,
hey,
when do you think we get off this thing?
Hey,
I
don't know.
Zach's talking. Why are you tying that noose, Dusty?
What is that?
Don't worry about it, Trev.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, Zach.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be funny. All right, question number 3. Where is it here? Which EST employee would last the longest if there was a zombie apocalypse? Well, I still have a bunch of rice and water from when I started panic planning for the pandemic.
But Maddie's got a chicken in his freezer from like 2 years ago.
That's true, and a couple of humans locked in the room. So, I would probably. I mean, Maddie probably has like savings somewhere.
He'd be smart enough
for
to.
this situation.
He has a bunker. Yeah, it's all planned out.
Him or Reed? I think Maddie or Reed would probably last the longest in zombie apocalypse. I'd probably try to start a fantasy league with the zombies. That's my way. That's my whole thing in jail too. If I ever go to jail, I'm just becoming fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Like, if you beat me up, oh no, we can't get lineup set this week. Why? Oh, Dusty's in the clink.
I don't know if you want the nickname fantasy guy in jail though. I don't know if that's.
Yeah. Those are fun questions. You know, it's nice to talk about that instead of an absolutely botched off season for a second.
Yep.
That was good. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Should we talk about the used RV show?
Of course.
Let's do that here. If you did not find a new RV at last month's RV show, take a look at the used RV show. They're not new. They're used. Over 100 used RVs in tip-top shape. Browse multiple dealers on location. I think I can smell that garlic bread. The garlic toast. It's
toast, yeah.
I think I can smell. Oh, and then what? I said I think I could smell it, and Trev's or Eric's garlic toast alarm went off. Wow, we are on fire today. Anyway, check out the RV show. Browse multiple dealers on location with special RV show finance rates. A vast array of units well within your price range because they got tent and travel trailers. They got fifth wheels. They got toy haulers. They got motorhomes. They got more. All inspected, certified, and ready for summer. And summer's just around the corner. Don't look outside today, but summer's just around the corner. Find your new to you RV at 9603 165th Ave. That show started yesterday, runs through today and the 15th and the 16th. Free admission with a food bank donation. Visit usedrvshow.ca. All right, we are going to get into the orange and blue breakfast. Then we're going to go, that's good. Then we've got Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Manual Labor Beer Co. out of Sherwood Park is going to join us. Marmot Basin Snow Report still to come. And the wrap for William Huff. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be very much appreciated. Almost to 250. So let's keep those going as well. All right, GCL Diesel, orange and blue breakfast. The Oilers right back at it tonight. Another chance to get off the schneid. We played Knobloch's post game earlier, and by the sounds of it, I mean, it kind of felt like you're going to see the nuclear line to start. And by the way, we probably have to come up with another name because when they've gone nuclear, it hasn't really been nuclear much this year. We need something else for when those two guys are together. And then he spoke very highly of Henrique, Skinner, and Arvidsson. So you might see that tonight as well. But the Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. That's half a century. They've been doing the job. And Cam over there right now cannot, he's probably feeling like Trev's feeling, dead inside with the way this team's playing right now. So need to pick me up. GCL Diesel and the boys need to pick me up too.
Everybody's saying crutch, the crutch line. Crutch line, the crutch.
Oh, jeez. We've gone from nuclear to the crutch line.
That's a big jump.
All right. Projected lineups for tonight. As far as the Oilers go, this is going to come across poorly, but who the hell knows? We'll try to dive into it. If Matthias Janmark can play, you'd have to think that Max Jones, who only played 4 minutes last night and was in a roundabout way criticized by his coach after the game, will be coming out.
The experiment's over, hey?
So I'm going to let's guess this for the Oil.
Henrique on the wing?
Eric, please. McDavid between Draisaitl and Hyman. Henrique between Skinner and Arvidsson. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins between Connor Brown and Matthias Janmark. Kapanen, Perry, and Podkolzin. That would be my guess of what we would see from the Oilers tonight. The Islanders on the other side, Horvat between Palmieri and Duclair. J.G. Pajot with Holmstrom and Anders Lee. Casey Cizikas, Hudson Fasching, Maxim Slapakov, got a young gun of his this week.
That's a young gun.
Yeah, Kyle McLean, Pierre Engvall, and Mark Gatcomb. And then Romanov and D'Angelo, Dobson and Pellick, Mayfield and Ryan Pulock. I think 4 of those guys, 5 of them actually. Actually, I think all 6 of these defensemen have been texted in about Oilers possibly getting at some point over the last 2 years.
Quite right.
That's a whole future Oilers blue line right there.
What could have been?
Yeah. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight, let's get to your Podium Physiotherapy injury report. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury, hip or shoulder pain slowing you down, back pain after a long day's work. Well, they've got you covered. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, wear and tear of everyday life, maybe you just made a stupid mistake doing something dumb.
Yeah.
And you're hurt. Well, the expert team is ready to get you back on track at Podium Physiotherapy. Unlock the athlete in you. Who's not going tonight, Trev?
Well,
Rick.
For the Islanders, Adam Boquist didn't practice yesterday. He is listed as day today, probably out tonight on that blue line. He was even probably mentioned at one point in time to be.
Well, for sure.
Mike Riley, Semyon Varlamov, and Matthew Barzal all on the IR for the Islanders. And for the Edmonton Oilers, of course, much of the same. Janmark listed here as out or day today, but he might factor in tonight as well. Ekholm not on the trip. Klingberg out. Frederick, Regula, and Kane IR'd. LT IR'd.
You know,
that's to be my key to a victory.
What's your key to a victory?
Leon Draisaitl.
Nice, I like that.
That's it.
The Islanders' blue line is not bad.
No,
like that's if
it's stout.
So with Sorokin behind them, the Oilers are going to have to work hard to get to the net tonight, and they're going to have to start getting to the net. Too much perimeter stuff with this team right now. D-Rock over in the chat says Sorokin shutout today. Book it. Well, that'd be great news for our no-point parlay that we put together.
No sweater.
This is Italian center stuff. I mean, come on.
Man, whoever's cleaning March.
Yeah, I know. Hernan tried to claim that he cleaned March 1st after you cleaned February 28th. Hernan's like, I did it as well. Come on, Nan. So first you're dodging me on Tecmo games, and now this. That's not good. Game day prediction tonight. What should I go with?
It was a positive one. We've already done.
Yeah, we've already done the no point parlay. Power play goal. That's so lame. I'll pick somebody. This is so lame too. But Leon Draisaitl scores a power play goal tonight.
Okay.
I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. That garlic toast is so good.
It's done a little more than Wednesday's edition. A little more of a crunch.
Yeah,
but still
and the
soft
paste,
inside.
the paste isn't as pasty as it
No,
was
but
yesterday.
still soft at the inside.
I don't know. How do you get bread, crunchy on the outside, but soft on the inside?
It's
really a
science,
miracle.
Yeah.
It's really a miracle. All right, 780-218-9999. We'll get a few more of your text messages as well. 60 thumbs up away from changing 300. We're going to be giving away a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor a little bit later on as well. And we'll get to a few more of your text messages. Hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Ryan from SK says, "Is this Regula even a real person?"
No. I do have his young gun.
Well, that's a good thing to have. All right, keep those text messages rolling in. We'll sort through a few more of those and work our way. But we got a busy second half here, so we should get rolling here for this 8:30 9 o'clock. We got That's a Good coming up. We've got Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. You know what? Maybe I will go NBA for That's Good.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was going to go Jesper Bratt, and that's the last thing. That's the last thing you want to hear today.
We're already looking towards the Islanders tonight. That's
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, Marmot Bates and Snow Report, plus the wrap for William Huff, all coming up here as well. Hammer the thumbs up on YouTube. Let's get to an update right now. We're for a place where it's always game day. It's always game day at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, and Lieutenant Eric's got more on that. That's good for the Italian Center on the other side.
The Vegas Golden Knights signing goaltender Aiden Hill to a 6-year, $37.5 million contract extension this morning, courtesy TSN's Darren Dreger. Carries with it an AAV of $6.25 million. Comes one day after Hill posted a 27-save shutout in last night's 4-0 win over the Blue Jackets. Oilers, of course, falling last night 3-2 to the Devils. That 4-game road trip continues tonight against the Islanders. Join Tom Gazzola, Westgate Boston Pizza. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starting at 4:30 here on EST. It's one of 6 games around the NHL last night. Coupled with the Oilers' loss last night, the Kings winning their 4th in a row, shutting out the Caps 3-0. That win and the Oilers' loss see LA leapfrogging the Oilers for second in the Pacific. Luka Doncic, 45 points in a losing cause as the Bucks take it 126-106 over the Lakers. Action tonight, we'll see the Lakers visiting the Nuggets, the Raptors in Utah, and Cleveland look to make it 16 straight wins when they visit second-place Memphis Grizzlies. Oil Kings hosting the Prince Albert Raiders tomorrow night when they're back in action. And the Players' Championship continuing this morning. Round 2 action is underway. JJ Spawn still your leader. He is at 9 under, 3 under through 8 today, followed closely behind by Min Woo Lee at 8 under par. He is 3 under through 8 as well. Sports update presented by Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials. It's the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
The Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Nielson Show brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot, and it is truck month. Deeper discounts, better finance rates on the heavy duties and the Silverados. Text of the day today will win that gift certificate to A&W, so keep those rolling into the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. I saw somebody refer to the old nuclear option as the last resort line. Which I then would say, should we just call them the Papa Roach line?
Or the Lincoln Park line.
Eric, please. The Papa Roach line. If you know, you know. I think that's kind of funny.
Cut my team into pieces.
Looks like
this is my last resort.
They are our last resort.
No, Block's singing it. Yeah.
You know what? There might be something there. There might be something there.
I think we got, yeah.
Yeah. Break my lines into pieces.
Yeah.
This is my last resort.
Competition. No scoring.
It's not, I mean,
don't give a.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can add that to the Jamie Thomas ground control.
Ground control to Jamie Tom. I don't know that how wasn't that already a thing? Like, God, you have a podcast called Ground Control.
Too.
And your name's Jamie Thomas.
Looking like a pilot.
Yeah. All right, 780-218-9999. Let's get into that's a good for the Italian Center. And, this one's good, actually. Andrea texts in. She goes,
point.
my that's a good is the hockey fundraiser coming at the perfect time with the pause/cancellation of funding just announced for, say, Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. That's and we are auctioning off a chance to coach the heavy hockey team today on the show. You'll get a spot on the hangout. You will get a hoodie. You will get socks or a scarf, maybe both. Why not? And then you'll be coaching against Team EST. And there'll be some nasties on both teams. It's going to be all sorted around. It's going to be a lot of fun. The top bid right now is Coach Chris. He's got it at $300. This is an organization that just had a bunch of funding taken away. You can check them out, www.sace.ca. It's a Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. If you would like to text in a bid, 780-218-9999. Pizza Boy is going to be coaching our team. We need somebody to coach against Pizza Boy. Pizza Boy was wondering if he could do the bid for this, coach both teams, and make them pull their goalie so that Edmonton Sports Talk is shooting into an empty net.
Outstanding
the entire time.
Strategy.
I mean, it's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. The top bid right now is $300. Coach Chris has that. If you can top the bid for a great cause, come on out tomorrow, 12 to 3, downtown community rink, and coach the heavy hockey crew as they try to spank us again this year. I mean, it's an easy gig. It's an easy gig if the rosters are close to last year. I'm guaranteeing you're picking up the dub unless Pizza Boy is a young Scotty Bowman. But fire your bid over to 780-218-9999. That's good. The other one I wanted to go with, Steph Curry hitting his 4,000th three-pointer.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, many people think the three-point ball has ruined the game. Most people want to blame LeBron James for that for some reason.
Celtics set a first-half record the other night, I think, for
yeah, I mean, if you honestly believe the three-point ball has ruined the game, then I mean, it does fall on Steph Curry. But I love watching him shoot. He's the greatest shooter in the history of the game.
It's changed the game.
It's changed the game. Some people will say it's ruined the game. Because basketball back in the day, nobody had the talent to shoot from the three-point line. Even though there was a three-point line, it was basically just Nick Anderson and Reggie Miller shooting threes. Even though you could, it just wasn't a big thing back then.
The NFL taking a page from the CFL, turning it more into a passing league, has that ruined the game? Or is it a traditionalist would say, yes, we need to see runs of 2 yards every play. And no, it's changed it.
Anyway, Steph Curry,
more entertaining.
First ever to hit 4,000 three-pointers in his career. That's a good.
And those are just the ones he's done in game. Not to mention
not all the ridiculous circus shots he does,
which are
pregame,
better.
Which is insane. I mean,
somebody's got to be counting those.
Yeah,
and the distance involved.
It is. Steph is a phenomenal shooter. It's just ridiculous.
The rookie says Steph Curry is easily the best NBA player of all time.
Not today, rookie. I've been holding in my Dylan Holloway. Like, that's where I really want to blow up today.
You've been sitting on that cigar.
I've been sitting on that one. I'm not going to get released by the bad NBA takes today.
Yeah.
But 780-218-9999. Oliver Lawsome Tossum says NBA is two-dimensional. Boring offenses that just chuck threes and go into the paint. Go look at the shot charts. Snooze BA. I don't know if that one works. I mean, it made me laugh at the end there, but I don't know if Snooze BA really has a good ring to it. You know what should happen? Woodcroft should actually bid to coach the heavy hockey team, crush us, and then that'll get people talking, being like, does he still have it? Does he still got it?
I could just see him smirking behind the bit.
Yeah.
Having that.
I think that would be great. All right, so that's good as well.
God, that'd be awesome.
It would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be good. 780-218-9999.
Have you tried my new gut biome? You'd be hawking that on the bench too. Like,
that was
everybody's drinking the gut juice or whatever.
You know, Woody at least would get fired up sometimes.
Well,
Knobloch. I don't know how a man stays so composed all the time.
And we were talking about that as a pro of his coaching side, where people don't get too up, they don't get too down. He's an even Steven, right? It's not bad when you're having success. When you're not, though,
yeah,
people don't want you to be an even Steven.
Like Knobloch must be a huge Serenity Now guy.
He does kind of mirror the look of that Todd or the
Lloyd Braun.
Lloyd Braun. There were two Lloyd Brauns. He does look like that version of the Lloyd Braun.
Yeah, he could pull it off.
Oh, easily, yeah.
If the entire Oilers staff, and I'm talking Stoff, everybody, if they were all doing like Seinfeld on Broadway, Knobloch would definitely be Lloyd Braun.
Absolutely. It's a perfectly sane food team.
I just think the Serenity Nows. Remember what happened to Lloyd Braun and the Serenity Nows?
The computers.
Insanity
he destroyed
later.
the computers.
Insanity later. And I wonder if that's where Knobloch is headed here. All right. Keep those text messages rolling.
It's ready now.
Insanity later.
But he whispers it to himself. Like,
Trev, you got that Beer of the Week song? Hey, should we let's get into this here?
Yeah.
All right, fire it up, Trev. Let's go. Beer of the Week. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Let's set it up. Time for Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Thank you very much for being here today with us. Text us Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Beer Me is the key word, and one of you will win that gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. That is a $50 gift card to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor with Beer of the Week. Text Beer Me to 780-218-9999. And joining us for Beer of the Week this week, Manual Labor Beer from Sherwood Park. Richard and I already forgot your name. I'm sorry. Nicole.
Okay. You don't
Richard
need
and
to
Nicole.
know.
Okay, Richard and Nicole. Perfect. Okay, first of all, we're going to get into the My Wife's Red Ale, but tell us a little bit about the history of the brewery. How long have you guys been doing it, and where did the idea come from?
So the brewery's been open for almost 2 years now. It's kind of a retirement project for me. I'm an orthopedic surgeon by trade. And I left medicine and really needed something to do. And home brewing was my passion, something that I really loved. So Nicole wanted me to have something to do outside of...
Stay busy.
Stay busy. So I pitched the idea to her. She was on board just because we were so involved in the craft beer scene and love craft beer so much.
So you guys were like fans of craft beer? You go to the beer shows and just try everything? And
like plan holidays around breweries.
Oh, no way.
Totally.
Oh, so you guys really liked craft beer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Nicole was a wine snob growing up. And then, you know what, as soon as the craft beer scene changed in 2015, we realized that the complexity of craft beer rivaled or was even more than wine. So we kind of switched over.
Yeah. The market's kind of really exploded over the past, decade. Or when we started doing this,
yeah,
it was
I mean,
pretty
it
basic
was really,
stuff, and
yeah.
now it's just kind
We've
of.
been doing this segment for over a decade.
Yeah.
And like it just has got taken to a whole new
Blossomed.
level, the whole industry over the last 10 years or so. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what we saw as well. We remember going to the very first...
It was the Alberta Beer Festival.
At Ritchie,
Yeah.
the Ritchie ice rink outside, and there was only, I think, 6 breweries there, and to be honest, the product was...
It was brand
interesting.
Yeah, be honest.
It's got to get it going. You guys said you've built vacations around craft beer. What have you done? Like, what do you...
I mean, our most recent one was a trip to the UK. So we flew into London, England, and basically spent our entire time in pubs. Like, we would just drive around the back roads and find random pubs.
There's no shortage of those pubs
There's
over
no
there.
shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
So do you like try to take things back? Like do you make notes along the trip?
Oh yeah, absolutely. These trips now are always
It's a business trip.
It's a business trip, and it's about research. It's finding out what's being done in other places and finding out what you like and can bring back. So,
what's been the biggest challenge for you guys? Being a married couple running a business.
That was quick.
I was going to say, sounds like it's going really smooth.
Actually, a lot of the breweries in Edmonton are owned and run by couples.
We've had a few of those, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are the details on the brewery again? Out in Sherwood Park. Do you have like a tap room and stuff, or you just
food and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a tap room that seats up to 50 people. So we've got a very cool vibe. We've got 4 pinball machines. So you guys are probably all about that, right?
Pinball machines.
Pinball machines on
nice.
free
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
We play all the sports games and stuff upstairs. You guys can rent it out for private
private events and stuff?
like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. And so we've always got our beers on tap. We also try to have friends breweries on tap as well. So rotating beers throughout. We've got ciders there too. It's a lot of fun.
So you said you came from orthopedic surgery?
That's correct. Yeah.
So like does being a brewer give you the rush that might have given you? I mean, I don't know. It feels like such a different path now, you know?
Yeah, I would say that it does. It's very similar. What I would say is that the brewing process and making decent craft beer, good craft beer, is extremely complex. And it is this huge rabbit hole that you go down. And what I love about it is just the learning. The more you learn, the more you want to learn, and the more there is to learn.
How many beers do you guys have right now?
Right now we have 10 on the go right now. I think in the last 2 years we've done 36.
You into the non-alcoholic game too, or is that something you've approached? Or
yeah, we've been tinkering around with some non-alcoholic stuff, but it's pretty tough to come up with something that is
actually
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's been that's kind of the new thing now happening. As you're saying, the evolution of these places. That's
They're
a
trying
lot
to
more
find
of a thing
that,
now. They
yeah.
kinda not just have the O'Douls or whatever, but.
Totally.
All right. Well, tell us we're going to try this one that you guys brought in. Tell us the story behind. And you know, this is really funny for us because we have a bit on this show.
Well, who was the coach?
It was Barry Hinson. His name was
yeah.
Barry Hinson, and he was a college basketball coach. And they had lost a game, and he came out to do a post game, and he was very angry with his players. And he was talking about rebounding. He goes, "My wife could have got 2 rebounds today because I know my wife." So anytime we mention our wives on the show, we always go, "My wife." So when I saw the email come in and it was for this "My Wife's Red Ale," I was like, "This is perfect for our show."
Highly coincidental. Yeah.
So whose idea was this one?
Well, it was my wife's idea.
Yeah.
And then it's a long, funny story. I love my wife. She's such a great human being. But when it came,
this is great. I love these two.
But when it came to making this beer, I tell you, the ugliness came out.
Not physically.
No, but I'm not a big red ale fan, and I wasn't. And I was homebrewing at the time, and she said, "I want a red ale because I grew up on Rickard's Red. That's what I drank in college."
Rickard's Red was so popular back in college.
That was my college bar.
That was
exactly.
like that's as far as I would go down the craft beer thing. Like I was like, give me a Bud Light, give me a Coors Light. You know what? Give me a Rickard's Red.
A little wild.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So she said, "Here, make me a red ale," and I was like, "Well, okay." So I made a recipe and I put it together and I brought it to her, and she gave me the big 2 thumbs down and said, "This is probably the worst beer I've ever had. Do you even know what you're doing?"
Oh,
wow. And I was like, wow, man, that's, I've never heard that from her before.
I don't think it was those words exactly.
It was pretty close to my mind.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again. Yeah.
Yeah, tried again. So I went back to the drawing board, tried it again, came back, 2 thumbs down, 2 thumbs down, 2 thumbs down.
Jeez.
It was multiple iterations. And then finally, at about the 13th batch, which took me about 1.5 years to come up with, she goes, "Oh man, I think you finally got it." And she gave me a little pat on the back, a bit of a hug, and said, "Yeah, I think this is it."
So is this going to taste just like Rickard's Red? Is that what this was going for?
But better.
You just got some Rickard's Red and poured it into a glass. Was like, try this.
Here, try this. Yeah.
At least I'm honest.
So what are we expecting here? What should we?
So I think that it's kind of a prototypical Irish red.
Okay.
It's got the
Great look to
roasted bitterness from roasted barley, but it's not overpowering. I think it's got a very nice fruity balance. with the maltiness and super easy drinking.
All right, well, let's cheers. Cheers. Hey, cheers to married couples.
Yeah,
Hey,
our
we're all
wives.
married.
Yeah.
Our wives. Cheers to my wife. Oh, yeah. Hey, you're right. There's a bit of fruitiness in there.
Yep.
I love a good red ale, but that's a little different than
this is like
what I was
this
expecting.
is a smoother red ale.
Yeah.
That's what
That's right. It's really hard to do a good red ale because the important ingredient is the roasted barley, and it can come off really tart and acidic.
Okay.
So this is a super.
Yeah, because like what you said, I'm not a big red ale, got the Rickards Red thing back in college and stuff, but this is really smooth. This is really good.
Well, thank you. That's what multiple beatings will do.
Get back in there and make me a red ale.
You've learned now, yeah.
That's exactly it.
It's a product of domestic violence.
What's your go-to? Like, is this the most popular beer, or what's your? Do you have one that you would call a staple of your brewery, or?
So our top two sellers by far are always the Hey Guy Hazy, right? Everybody loves their hazy.
Yeah.
It's particularly delicious.
The Hey Guy Hazy.
That's
okay.
right. And then the second is the Treat Yourself Champagne Cider.
The treat yourself champagne cider.
That's right.
Not treat yourself.
Oh,
treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
A little attitude on that.
Who's in charge of the names?
Most of the names are dumb shit that he says. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, you can say that here. We're not. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
dumb things that he says.
Yeah.
Treat Yourself came from a reference to Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
you
I
ever
haven't
watch
watched all of Parts of Rec.
Oh my gosh.
I like
That's a good one,
the
yeah.
ones I have watched, but I haven't sat down and watched.
What's
it
your
all.
most outlandish drink? Like, do you have a beer that's kind of, shall we say, like unique to you guys in terms of either name or style or something you've just kind of gone off the path with?
Yeah, so we've done a couple of weird beers. Last year we did a lobster ale where we actually boiled lobsters in the kettle and then had a huge feast afterwards. And then this year we did a shrimp cocktail where we used horseradish, tomato paste, and shrimp to make it.
And that was
You
part
sound
of
like a doctor. Like that's pretty good stuff.
big
Like,
deal.
yeah.
It was a bit of a science
So,
experiment. but-
did you say a lobster?
lobster, yeah.
You'd be all over that.
Well, I just went down to Boston for that Four Nations hockey event, and I had a lobster roll for the first time. I'm not a big seafood guy. So did it actually taste like lobster? Like,
Well, I'll tell you, when we first had it fermenting, it was fishy and disgusting.
Yeah.
But then for some reason that the fishiness really came out and you got a bit of a briny taste, but not much lobster.
yeah. Wow. That's fun. Eh? You guys just come up, you sit down, and you're like,
experiment, yeah.
hey, we should try this. And then you just try it. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
we
that's
have
cool.
we have our year-round beers, but all the other ones, it's just an
Yeah.
experiment. We're just being creative and having fun.
What do you like when you do like a seasonal, or because what you said, you have 10, but you've done 36. So for like those other 26 is like one or two batches, or do you actually?
Yeah,
No,
that's
more than
exactly
that.
it.
Okay,
It's
all
one or
right.
two batches.
Yeah.
And usually the beer will be out for 6 to 12 weeks.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. What's the address again of the breweries if people want to pop by? What do we?
The address is 510
Okay.
280 Portage Close out in Sherwood Park.
Portage Close. That sounds fancy.
It's not fancy.
That's-
It's
no.
an industrial complex right behind the Flying J trucker stop.
Well, you've seen our building. I mean, we're not
Sounds
fancy
fancy.
boys either, so it works out pretty well. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. We'll let you guys slide out, and then we'll wrap up the show here.
Thanks.
You got to check it out. Manual Labor. This is a really good red ale. I always get worried when somebody brings in, brown red ale, but this red ale is delicious. And the name is perfect. My wife. You know who would actually love this? And I'm not just saying this, but my wife would love this. She likes this stuff. This is pretty good. Trev, you have to grab one of these cans and try it, buddy.
I'm definitely gonna. It sounds amazing.
Hey,
I'm gonna come
Rick,
over right now.
Rick, grab throw Trev a can there. One of the ones. So we have no lips to touch those. Is there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can try that, Trev. All right, text Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. They're nice people.
Great.
That was a really fun conversation.
I want to work there.
Yeah. That's
like
that's good. Put on one of these tubes
get a
right
tube
now.
on you.
There's blue tube here. Islanders Blue.
That seafood beer is scratching my itch.
I don't know if I could.
I tell you that. But you got to try it.
Yeah,
Like,
how
it's
about
kind of
this?
neat.
May I suggest a quick trade here?
No, you're not getting out of this. You're not.
I'll try
I
their
would say you take one of those drinks to wash it down, if anything. But
I'll try their seafood beer instead of the Prairie Oysters if the Oilers are behind both the Flames and Canucks at the end of the regular season. Come on. Let me have the trade.
You can't be squeezing out of
Let
this.
me make the deal.
While listening to Prairie Oysters.
Let a guy make a deal.
That remains.
780-218-9999. Beer Me. will be the key word to get in the mix on that. If you're watching over on YouTube, that was a really fun conversation. They were great people. That was a good time. We're 33 likes away from changing 300, so let's do that. Right now, let's dive into the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Here we go. Well, I'm doing the snow report in a toque. In a toque. In a toque.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked? I'm
stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
15 centimeters of new snow in the past 24 hours. Oh, man. These guys are just freshy. 70 centimeters in the last 6 days. As Brian emailed us this morning, conditions possibly couldn't be any better. It's just awesome right
the
now.
Snow is up to his shoulder. Like he's sitting in a snowbank.
He's one of those things where they're like, open the door and the snow's all the way up. And it's like, I can't get out. That's what it is at Marmot right now. Check it out, skimarmot.com for all of their details and deals. They're going to be open until May 4th. And I feel like they're just sort of hitting their stride with all this fresh snow right now.
This is the sweet spot.
God, you want to be up there this weekend. Up there this weekend. Get up there this weekend.
You're in a toque.
I'm in a toque. I'm in a toque.
Garlic toast.
My wife
makes my day.
Hey. 8:53 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. The Hangout is coming up. Dash Mike from Heavy Hockey, the director of officiating for tomorrow's Heavy Hockey
How
Showdown.
much is he paying you?
Surveyor Brett will be on the Hangout today as well, of course, with Tommy Gazzola. Our auction is going to continue. Coach Mike has the top bid right now. It's $300. We are trying to raise money for the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. They just had a bunch of funding taken away, which absolutely sucks. It's a very important service. We are offering you the chance to coach the Heavy Hockey team, but you'll be right there with all of us. On the ice. It'll be a great time. You'll be behind the bench calling the shots. You will get a spot on the Hangout. So you get to come in and be a guest co-host on the Hangout with Tommy and Maddie. You will get an EST hoodie. You will get EST scarf or socks. And you will also have a chance to help a great organization and hop behind the bench. Coach Chris has the top bid right now, sitting at $300.
Director of officiating.
There he is. If you can, if you want to text in a bid, let's do that. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text your bid right there to 780-218-9999. This one is in from Sean. He says, you really got to go check out that tap room in Manual Labor. It's pretty decent. I can't believe they go on like just beer vacations. Eh? These red ales aren't going to make it through the morning around here.
Oh, hell no. No, these are delicious. These go down great. As an ale enthusiast, red ale. manual-labor.ca is the website. They got a calendar there. Crib night as well. I'm going to have to let the old Milne and Iwanic know. Maybe they'll get down there for some crib, but looks like a
crib night.
Looks like a happening place down at Manual Labor Brewing. Timber Woodsman just went on a ski trip, drank 3 flats of Manual Labor beer. 3 flats. Just himself.
Timber Woodsman, you have a problem. Reach out, Timber Woodsman. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, you know where to do it. WilliamHuff.com. They've been doing it since 1952. They're the best in the biz. Bruce and the crew over there, his entire staff, they're all beauties. If you need any sort of promotional stuff, WilliamHuff.com.
They'll take care of you.
When you need your promotional stuff, just visit the website of William Huff. Trevor, you tried this beer?
That was stupendous.
It's yummy, eh?
Tremendous.
It's pretty. Is it cheering you up?
Verbs.
This is what
Words.
I learned today. Trev has been beaten down by this hockey team.
Yeah, he'll be back, just like the team.
God, Coach Pete, is that Coach Pete from last year?
I was back.
Is he over the top rope here?
Coach Pete's in at $500. Coach Pete, now you're back again.
I'm betting more.
Coach Pete, the auction will continue
He
through the
never
Hangout.
left.
The auction will continue through the hangout.
Oh, okay.
I'll pass the number along to Tommy, but Coach Pete right now has the top bid at $500, looking to run it back. Did he not coach them last year?
Yeah, and the quiet leader too. I want to had that whole firebrand speech. He was the bad cop.
Oh yeah,
Coach
yeah.
Pete
This
was the
guy,
good cop.
Coach Pete looked like a guy from a TV cop show. He's been around for a while.
yeah.
Like, I'd love to see Coach Pete again.
Styrofoam coffee cup.
And by the way, tonight, Boston Pizza Westgate.
You'll be bumping.
Little sort of party for this heavy hockey showdown. It's gonna be busy.
You know how Tony does at Westgate BP.
I haven't told Tam yet, but I'm going to be popping by there tonight. I should have given her a heads up.
Tony will have
But
the
anyway.
prizes.
Oh yeah, it'll be a good time. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Started the show with this, and if anybody of the Oilers are listening, you blew it.
We found out not long ago. This kid is ready to be in the show. How do we go? How do we go? He can dangle hands so sick. Back of the net right off his stick. How do we go?
Sound of the day should have been you doing the cut my team into pieces. This is my nuclear option.
Cut my team into pieces. This is the last resort. I couldn't sing it, but I could write it.
I think we got something
write
there.
it.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it is the last resort line. I mean, it does.
Yeah.
It does make
Ain't
sense.
wrong.
All right, let's get to text of the day today, and I had text. Oh yeah, I think it's Rip City. Bring up Rip City. Where's Rip City's text? He had a good one today that I liked. Gonna get a text for A and the W for a gift certificate to A&W.
Got you here.
Stackers are back. Single stacker $3.99, double stacker $4.99, triple stacker $5.99. Plus it's game day, which means the fantastic deal is up today. Mamba Burger and fries for just $5.
He says, multiple texts as he usually does. Coach for Seth Curry. And 4,000 3-pointers.
It's definitely not that
the
one.
Defining player of his area. They need Lou Dort. Was that the one? No?
Nope.
Hear me out. Sam Gagne in the locker room. Was it that one?
No, it's this one here.
Was it Bring Us Corbeil?
No. I mean, that would be good too. It's this one. It's official. The Oilers have hurt Trev more than Trev hurt Hernan.
Yeah, it's the circle of life.
He's not even hurt.
Speaking of Hernan.
He's milking it. He's milking it so hard.
Hernan's in a dark place.
He's about
right
an
now.
hour and 15 minutes away from getting destroyed in
right.
Tecmo too.
Good. Destroy him. Destroy him hard.
Oh, geez, Trev. Calm down. You are mean to
You've heard
You
enough.
are mean to Hernan.
Oh,
Jeez.
bull crap. I'm the
God.
nicest guy.
Hey, the man has a family. He's dead already,
I have
Trev.
a family.
All right, that's going to do it for our show. The Hangout is coming up next. It's going to be jam-packed. Coach Pete has the top bid now, $500 to return as the bench boss for the Heavy Hockey Showdown. You love to see it. And if you're going to be around, I mean, it's an early game, so swing on by Boston Pizza Westgate tonight. We're going to have a bunch of people there at a little Heavy Hockey Showdown preview tonight. And Tommy will be doing pre and post from there as well. It should be a really fun night. All right, I'll be back on the Lock Shop at 11. Big-time oil stream today at noon. Everybody's going to be fired up and angry, so we'll get into that. Hey, how about Nicole there from the Bruce saying the S, not SG, but she said SHIT on beer. I think that's our first ever swear on Beer of the Week.
They were great.
Yeah, they were awesome.
They were just great.
I mean, this is what I like to support this married couple in the brewery dream. You know, it's terrific. All right, for YouTube, Trev and Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielson. I'll talk to you at 11 on the Lock Shop. Take it easy.
Son of a gun.